Evan Roberts. Tiki Barber. It's Evan and Tiki on WFAN, The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always live on the free Odyssey app.
It is a jam-packed hump day. How we doing, Evan and Tiki, without Sean Morash? Met fans are being blamed for the Mets' loss last night. We'll get to that. How much should Geno Smith play over the weekend? The New York Giants make a brilliant trade. But the Yankees do what the Yankees do. We get, I think, positive health updates. They pitch really well, and their offense scratches out a victory led by Trent Babe Ruth Grisham. So when you think about Tuesday in Yankee land, between all the injury updates on Aaron Judge, on Giancarlo Stanton, obviously the one on Max Fried, along with the performance in the game, a returning starting pitcher on a pitch count, pitching pretty well, the bullpen doing a good job, the offense doing nothing but doing just enough, and Jazz Chisholm doing something that may piss you off. Yesterday was the typical day in Yankees land.
Yeah, this is a mid-late summer Yankees. They're good, but they're not good. I'm frustrated by them, but they keep winning. What the hell do I want to think about this team right now and going forward? The good thing is it seems like Max Fried is not very dangerously injured. I don't know what to take about from Aaron Boone's comments on this, but it doesn't feel like it was the same as it was as we were intimating yesterday, where it's going to be 2 months before he comes back, which is a good thing. But again, do we ever really know? The good thing, though, about the Yankees is that Trent Grisham, who is streaky as hell, was needed when necessary. And he came through with 3 RBIs. They win on the margins. This team is not exciting in that regard, but they make you feel good when they win. They make you feel terrible when they play the exact same way and lose.
There are so many elements to the Yankees. One thing I do want to combat you with, and I may be in the minority on this, I find 2-1 and 3-1 games to be scintillating. So for everyone who says they're boring, and I've heard Craig
I'm not saying they're boring. They just make you're so tense watching them play.
Yeah, it's close games.
I don't.
Would you be more?
What do you want to watch as a
2-1 game?
No, I'm talking about just a fan of sports in general.
Win 15-0.
Right. You want to be comfortable.
I want to watch the Brewers last
night. Jets play the New England Patriots and score 2 touchdowns on their first drives and just kind of coast. It just feels good. You have fun. You're drinking more. You're like, hey, how you doing, man? Well, this is awesome. You're talking to your neighbor. It's all good and dandy, and you're not worried about it. The Mets, or not the Mets, the Yankees make you worry for 2.5 hours.
No doubt.
The whole game, you're just kind of like, And so it's stressful.
I need to isolate that clip.
It's just stressful. You know what I mean? And it depends on when you're watching, who you're watching with. All those factors come in. But when I watch the Yankees, I'm stressed the whole time.
Yeah, no,
and I don't like that feeling.
Well, that part I'll agree with. Like, as a sports fan in this perfect world, I've had this debate many times over the years. Would I rather just watch my team blow other teams out? Yeah, I don't want any stress.
Yes.
I just want to cruise my way to a championship.
Especially when it's a team that you know you're better than.
Yeah, I
know the Baltimore Orioles, as we talked, well, now they're out of it. But yesterday, they were in the postseason.
I mean, they were a half game out of a playoff spot.
But yesterday, they were in the postseason spot.
I get you.
So you get my point.
Yeah.
But they're inferior to the Yankees.
Yeah.
You shouldn't be stressing the entirety of the game.
No, I get you on that.
That's what I get angst over. It's not that they're not scoring runs or their pitching is great. It's stressful for 2.5 hours.
I get it. Look, any close game is going to be stressful. I'm making sure, and I don't know where you stand on it, and there's no right or wrong answer. It's just honestly how you feel. I would rather watch a team play 2-1 games on a nightly basis than 10-9 games.
Okay, so watching, let's make this across sports.
Yeah.
If we were watching football,
low scoring,
and it was low scoring,
yes, I like it better.
And it was tight,
yep,
and it came down to the end,
yep,
fantastic.
Yeah.
You know why? It's once a week, Evan. Watching this every freaking...
Yeah, but you're talking about the actual stress, not the amount of offense.
Yeah, I'm not talking about... I'm just talking about watching the Yankees.
Oh, it's stressful.
It's stressful. And it's been that way for a month and a half.
Can I make you feel better, though, about it?
No, because I'm stressed watching them play.
I know, but I can relax you. I can give you a back massage.
Yeah.
They're in the playoffs.
Of course they are.
All these games are just about seeding. Think about it.
No, it's about seeding and giving us confidence that once they get to the playoffs, they're actually going to be good.
Yeah,
in the
but
playoffs.
I don't. You know why that doesn't matter?
Because the roster's going to be different, the lineup's going to be different.
Yes.
Judge will be back, Stanton will be back, Cody Bellinger will be back, hopefully in the next couple of days. But it just feels like stress.
In theory,
And
guys,
I don't like stress.
I get you. But
I'm a de-stressed person. The only time I have stress in my life, not even joking, is when I'm sitting in this seat.
Wow.
When I'm talking about sports with you and Sean, even though he's out today, hey, Nico, it's stressful here because of the Yankees.
I actually agree with that comment. Like, I have no stress as a sports fan because all my teams suck. Like, literally, ask yourself this. I'm not even joking. As a fan of the teams I happen to root for, when was the last time I consumed a big game? I'm not even joking.
Good question.
And the answer
161.
Yeah, the last game of the Mets season last year. That was the last time they played a big game.
Was that the last game or was that the penultimate game?
No, they missed the playoffs last year on the last day of the year. It wasn't a good win. They lost a playoff spot.
Right. Yes.
But the Jets never played a big game, and God knows my basketball team hasn't played a big game in years. So I get it, and I agree that
but you don't relate.
Well, I can't relate to stress every day because I haven't had it in a year.
Right.
But I do agree that talking about it, whether it's calling in sports talk radio or tweeting it out or being lucky enough to do what we do, talking into a microphone, certainly makes it better. Right. I agree with you. But get used to it because these are the kinds of games the Yankees are going to play.
Yes.
And the truth is, if they can win enough of them, they have a chance to win this division. I don't think they will, but they did pick up another game on Tampa Bay last night. They've got a chance to at least secure home field advantage in the wild card series if they don't win the division. And then come October, you need a few things. You need to be the luck of health and then the luck of guys getting hot.
Yes.
Like Jazz Chisholm. Let's point to him for a second. I'm a Jazz guy. I can't defend Jazz Chisholm.
No.
He's hitting like crap. The defensive miscue last night was basically his fault.
Jazz Chisholm.
Because players have a right, and they've done it for years, to tell an umpire, hey, you're in my way. Now, rarely, but sometimes it does happen, the umpire will say, screw you. And that usually creates an issue. But more times than not, the umpire is going to say, okay, Jazz doesn't do it. A ground ball kind of gets distracted for him by the second base umpire, and Jazz misses it and then is visibly angry at the umpire.
Yes.
And we're all watching it, and David Cohn jumped on it quickly to say, Jazz could have said something.
You should say something.
So I think with Jazz, he's not hitting. He's making defensive miscues. I'm not ready to bench him, but I am ready to say, dude, you're not guaranteed at-bats every single day.
Yeah, I don't mind him with the Caballero platoon if that's what it has to be because Jazz, he's frustrating you now because not only is he not hitting, but he's striking out.
Yeah.
He struck out a lot over the last 3 or 4 games.
Yeah. He's not performing.
No.
Now, the beauty of the playoffs is come October, if he gets hot at the right time, none of this is going to matter. But Jazz Chisholm gave you kind of his typical frustrating performance. On the injury standpoint, let me start with Aaron Judge. The fact that and the way they phrased it is just ridiculous. He's being introduced to a hitting program. It's like a baby step of progress. Like, it doesn't mean he's back in a week. It doesn't even mean he's back in 2 weeks. But any update on Aaron Judge that moves in the right direction is a good update. And I'll continue to keep you posted about this because I think it's really important.
Yes.
Since Aaron Judge went down, the Yankees have now played 65 games. They are 33-32. So they continue to be very consistently average without Aaron Judge.
Yeah.
That's the story, and it's been the story basically since he got hurt. At first they played well, then they struggled, and now they've kind of evened itself out to where we have a 65-game sample size without Aaron Judge, and they're a 33-32 team. And the reason I don't think the Yankees will win the East, Teak, is I think that's going to continue until he walks through the door.
Yeah, no, they need some more consistent hitting. They need someone who is going to be put the fear of baseball into the opposing pitchers. Now, last week we saw that Aaron Judge was throwing.
Yes.
So now he's cleared to swing?
And he's swinging in a pool, yeah.
Swinging in a pool?
Yeah, he's making slow progress.
Okay. So he's not ready. He's not going to be ready anytime soon.
No, I don't think he's going to be ready anytime soon. I think the goal for Aaron Judge is not to impact the pennant race. I don't think he will. It's to impact the postseason whenever they get there.
Right.
So that's the update on Judge. It's not a great update that's going to cause you to dance in the streets, but it's at least moving in the right direction. Same thing with Giancarlo. He's running. That's a step in the right direction. And I think with Stanton, it's very different. If the Yankees told us today Giancarlo's going to be activated this weekend, I wouldn't be surprised. He doesn't do a lot of rehab assignments in general, just for the most part. He's going to DH. He's not going to play the outfield. He's not going to play every single day. Like when he comes back, it'll probably be once a week. So I think with Stanton, what I would expect is that when they activate him, it's just going to happen. And even though Aaron Boone says we have no timetable for him, that doesn't mean like it's a bad no timetable.
Yeah, I felt like last year or 2 years ago. When was he hurt?
Every year.
He pulled himself out of the game. Remember he was rounding third base. Was that last year?
I think it was last year.
Whatever. Yeah, because we were over there and Aaron Boone
it
told
all
us
runs the same.
He would be back in a certain amount of time. That's exactly what happened. Giancarlo Stanton knew when he wanted to come back. He told Aaron Boone when he thought he'd be back, and that's when he came back. And he didn't do any rehab assignments. He just came back and started playing again.
Now
that's likely what is going to happen again.
I agree. Now the big update is Max Fried. Let me give credit to Susan Wallman. She did a great job last night of describing kind of the mixed emotions that the Yankee fan had last night. You had the return of Carlos Rodon, but you also had the injury to Max Fried.
Carlos Rodon is coming back, yay! And then all of a sudden Max Fried goes on the injured list, boo.
Very well said. I couldn't say it better myself. So Susan Wallman, very accurate.
Don't complicate it. Just make it simple, Susan.
Yay and boo. Now, Aaron Boone said a lot about the Max Fried update. And we could sit here and listen to 5 minutes of Aaron Boone, and I'm telling you, there's a lot of Aaron basically saying, I don't know. There's even one point where Aaron says, I'm not the doctor. There was one clip of Aaron Boone that I pulled that to me gives me a level of confidence. Because yesterday when we spoke about this, obviously, there was no update. It was simply the Yankees putting out a press release that he's going on the injured list with a bone bruise.
Yep,
the same injury he had previously had that missed 2 months. So I was certainly not positive yesterday. I was almost expecting we're not going to see him again this season. I'm listening to Aaron Boone. I'm taking my opinion. I'm throwing it out because that was just my opinion yesterday. Let me hear what Aaron Boone has to say, and maybe it'll change my mind. And as he was talking, I'm like, this doesn't make me feel better. There was one line that gave me peace of mind that Fried could be back very, very soon. Here's what Aaron said.
In a lot of ways, I feel like he could, close to being able to make his next start. But we just trying to be a little bit cautious here and kind of manage this thing as we get now here down the stretch. So, we'll see.
That makes me think that if this was October, he's making the start.
Well, it also makes it feel like this is purely precautionary.
Right.
This is not a new complication, even though it's the same injury. It's not a new complication. It's, you know what, we want to give him some time. Maybe he could make the next start, but let's not give him the option. This is a protecting Max Fried against Max Fried.
And I think the Yankees realize something that I said earlier in this segment. As much as we watch all the games and you're invested in all the games, the Yankees know what I know, what you know, which is they're in the playoffs. This is all about positioning. Now, it's different than the NBA because I think with the Knicks, it's positioning just strictly based on who you play, your seeds, and home court advantage. Obviously, a first-round bye in Major League Baseball is significant. If you win the division, that's a big deal. And we all know the impact of the Yankees having home field advantage in the postseason over the last decade. We've pointed that out.
Right. They don't win when they don't have it.
Right. And they do win when they do have it. They have not lost a playoff series in the Aaron Boone era in which they have home field advantage. So we are fully aware of what the results have been.
And that's every level.
Every level.
Every level.
But
you even get to the World Series. They didn't have home field against the Dodgers.
That's right. But they had home field advantage in all the prior rounds. But I think the Yankees also realize that while that matters, and they'd like to win the division, and they'd like to be the number one seed, they have to be smart over the final month and a half of the season. And so it does sound, at least in that one clip of Aaron Boone, that this is just an extra cautious move. It's not the conspiracy that they're just resting him, as some callers tried to suggest yesterday.
But it might be. I mean, it's not far from that. I agree with you. It's not that. But it doesn't feel far from that.
Well, I think it's precautionary.
It's precautionary, preemptive. This is getting ahead of what could be some discomfort for Max Fried if he stayed on a every 5-day rotation. And so you're just making it so he's getting extra rest.
Yeah, you're making sure he's 100% instead of 80%, and you're also equipped to deal with it.
Yeah, right, especially because Rodon just comes back.
Rodon's coming back. Will Warren is, he's been up and down, but he's a rotation fine guy. Ryan Weathers is pitching his ass off, and we know about Schlittler and Garrett Cole. So I think the combination of where they are in the standings, the big picture of the final month and a half of the season, and then obviously being equipped to handle it because of the depth of the rotation allows the Yankees to take this conservative approach. But here's a bottom line with Aaron Boone in these comments, and whether you want to feel good about Max Fried, bad about Max Fried or indifferent about Max Fried. The results will tell us. Is he back in 15 days? Is he back this season? Is he back next month? That's going to tell us. Because Aaron Boone would also throw in there, look, you never know. He threw yesterday at home. It wasn't like a full bullpen session. He threw. That sounds great. But all of a sudden, if he stops throwing because the bone bruise is worse and the pain is worse, then this goes haywire. Right. So it's one of those things where you just don't know. And that's really the story of the Yankee season. It's so frustrating. We have spent, not just me and you, but everybody, Yankee fans, at the bar, at the game, we've spent more times talking about injuries and timetables than the actual baseball. This has been such an injury-riddled season. Now, that doesn't mean they can't win. It doesn't mean it isn't in the cards. I can give you a million examples of teams that have won despite injuries or getting healthy at the right time. But it is amazing that here we are in the middle of August, T, and it never ends. There's always a new injury or an old injury to diagnose and talk about.
Yeah, this is almost a credit to Aaron Boone because with all the injuries that they've had, they're a little above a 500 team. I'm not talking about on the season. I'm talking about since all these injuries kind of started to take over.
Yes.
And most managers, I think most teams wouldn't withstand it. But they are treading water, and they've been treading water for a long time. And one of two things is going to happen. This constant trying to stay afloat, you're going to wear out. You're going to get tired. The Brent Hedricks of the world are going to stop being productive. Paul Blackburn, all those guys are going to fall apart, and you just fatigue gets to you. Or you weather it, you get the reinforcements, and then you get inspired by it because now Judge is back. Now Giancarlo Stanton is back. Now Cody Bellinger is back. Right? All those things could come together at the right time, but it's such a fine line that Aaron Boone and this Yankee team is managing right now. With all, everything aside, you kind of got to give them credit, even though you're frustrated by this team, because it would have been easy to completely fall apart if you're the Yankees.
Yeah, but there's two ways to look at this. And this is the beauty of sports and the beauty of being a fan.
My point is they would have every excuse to have had a bad season.
Okay, I respect that because of all the injuries they've dealt with, led by Aaron Judge. Now, I could reverse that and tell you, considering how ridiculously good their pitching has been, to only be a 500 team in that sample size is actually the opposite of what you just said.
I hear you, but think of what they're missing from their lineup.
And think about how great their pitching is.
Yeah, but
we can play the same game.
Everybody gets hit. Max Fried lost was it his last start? No, it was his previous start. Not this one, the one before, because he gave up one run.
I get you.
He gave up a run.
I know, but that's the point. Their pitching has been so good.
Okay, so what was the fault of that game?
They don't hit.
Exactly. It wasn't because their pitching faltered.
But that's my point. Like, for everyone who says, and you're not wrong, I'm not wrong either. It's all about perspective and how you want to view it.
Yes, that's true.
It's amazing that despite all these injuries, the Yankees have survived. True statement. Just like my statement is true. It is amazing, despite having ridiculously good pitching, they only win half their games.
Well, I mean, look about yesterday.
Both of them are true.
Think about yesterday. Who would have thought 2 weeks ago we'd be saying, thank God for Trent Grisham.
Right.
Seriously.
I know.
Right.
I know.
Who would have thought that? I mean, he's been great over the last week and, in 2 weeks or so, but nobody would have said he's going to be our savior. The only reason we scored 3 runs and beat the Orioles 3-1 is because of Trent Grisham. No, nobody would have said that.
The Trent Grisham game last night down in Baltimore, Maryland. We'll get to your Yankee calls coming up and more. 888-808-1019. You talk about reinforcements. It's not just the guys coming off the injured list. I'm going to throw a name at you you've completely forgotten about that can make a huge impact on the Yankees down the stretch, and why Met fans are getting blamed for last night's loss. It's going to be time right now, though, for the Yankee turning point of the game. First call to correctly identify yesterday's turning point at 866-540-WFAN. You'll receive a $100 Wendy's gift card from our friends at Wendy's. Eat great even late at Wendy's and your flagship station for Yankee baseball, The Fan. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you, at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
If you haven't checked out Collars & Co. yet, what are you waiting for? Now is the time. They're the makers of the original dress collar polo that changed the game in shirts. And now they've opened their first ever store right here in Manhattan. Whether you're looking for sharp shirts, everyday style, or their new Maverick Performance blazer, which comes in tons of different cool styles. You'll find clothes that look great and feel even better. Stop by their new Manhattan boutique at 182 Columbus Avenue or go online at collarsandco.com. Tell them I sent you. Use code Tiki and save 20% off at collarsandco.com.
And also sponsored by your local Mazda dealer.
The chase for October is on.
The Yankees making all kinds of noise.
And that was just a great at bat.
And every pitch matters.
Strike three called. He just buried it in there.
Yankees Orioles, 6:35 tonight. The home of Yankees baseball is The Fan, 101.9 FM, and available en Espanol on the free Odyssey app.
Looking for peace of mind in selecting your next SUV? Mazda is named the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. That means confidence for every drive, all at a value that might surprise you. Visit your local Mazda dealer for great offers during Mazda's More to Move You sales event.
Cameron Eisen here. You know what I learned in 14 years of playing quarterback? The teams that win in February did all their hard work in August before the season even started. Now, the same thing with your phone bill. Red Pocket Mobile's running their back-to-school sale right now. Pick an annual plan. Pay once and you're done. No bill, nothing else hits the budget all school year, and you get up to 4 months free on top of it. The savings are real, folks. Handle your cell service now. Forget it till next summer. RedPocket.com. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
The U.S. Open kicks off with Fan Week, Sunday, August 23rd through Saturday, August 29th. The grounds are free and open to the public, featuring top player practices, live entertainment, a silent disco, block party, and more. Plus, new this year, Fan Week begins with Arthur Ashe Kids Day on Sunday, August 23rd. Grounds entry is free, but a fan access pass is required. Register now and learn more at usopen.org/fanweek.
There's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
It's The Road Ahead, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com and discover movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx continues its 3-game set against Baltimore before heading home for a huge 10-game homestand.
I move mountains for a living. Literally. That means I don't carry hand lotion, and when it comes to serious heartburn, I don't mess around with anything but Rolaids Max Strength. Its dual-active formula has 1,500 milligrams of calcium carbonate and magnesium hydroxide that relieves heartburn fast. And the best part? The roll fits right here in my pocket, so I can get back to moving mountains.
Rolaids spells powerful relief. 1,500 milligrams is our highest amount of antacid per tablet. Read each label. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
T-Mobile is launching something no other wireless network offers. Introducing Nothing. Pay nothing today and walk out of the store with a new phone.
What did he say?
Nothing.
You definitely said something about nothing.
Exactly. Go to T-Mobile, pay nothing up front, and leave with a new phone.
Wait, nothing rules.
She gets it.
Hey, thanks for nothing.
For the first time ever, switch to T-Mobile, pay nothing. No taxes, no fees, no money down. And walk out with a new phone. There are 250 reasons to choose T-Mobile, and now nothing is holding you back.
On eligible devices with qualifying credit plan and 36-month finance agreement.
Hey, Mom, now that I have an after-school job, I think I want to buy a drum kit.
Okay, Rockstar. Let's look at your account.
When kids start making money, Chase has easy-to-use tools and expert bankers to help them learn how to manage it.
And next month, I'll buy the bass drum and the cymbals. Oh, and maybe some noise-canceling headphones for you.
Aw, you've thought of everything.
Help kids save, budget, and build financial independence, all with Chase. That's good for kids and good for parents. Visit your local Chase branch and get started.
Account subject to approval. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Skechers elite athlete OG Anunoby has been making history on the basketball court.
Anunoby tips it in. Unbelievable. What a shot.
He's been balling out in Skechers high-performance basketball sneakers, and the world is noticed. But how does OG train off the court to keep in peak physical condition? Hands-free Skechers Slip-ins AeroBurst. They help prepare OG for the physical demands of playing at a championship level. Get your pair of AeroBurst for only $165 at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or wherever high-performance running shoes are sold.
Come visit the engagement experts at London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the New York community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JPMorgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
I felt a jackhammering pain in my jaw.
Like someone sawing my bones. Barbed wire in my shoulder.
Like a cattle prod in my hip.
Like I put my foot in a blender.
Pain is different for everyone. But where pain starts, Jurnavix suzetrigine begins. Jurnavix is a non-opioid 50-milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain. Before those signals tell the brain to feel
like I punched an angry beehive.
And pain reduction can finally begin. Do not take Jurnavix with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems, as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Jurnavix may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes. To learn more about Jurnavix, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit Jurnavix.com.
Looking for the lowest price on name brand tires? Get to Town Fair Tire and get the guaranteed lowest price on any name brand tire. Nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. Nobody.
The final days of the Make This the Summer event are happening now at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram. This is your last chance to get summer sizzling deals on all new Jeep and Ram trucks. Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram, home of exceptional people, exceptional deals.
It's fall, which means you're going to fall hard for this Dunkin' $6 meal deal. Now you get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich, all for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. So wherever you're headed, work, school, the gym, or your next adventure, your breakfast or afternoon pick-me-up is covered. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way and order Dunkin's $6 meal deal.
Optimal Fibers in the house. Y'all know the number. 877-393-4448. Optimum Fiber, so fresh, so fine. Got another provider leaving behind. Come on, everybody, let's get online. $30 a month, gonna blow your mind. 5 whole years, don't hesitate. Lock it in now before it's too late. 877-393-4448. Terms apply. See Optimum.com for details.
I'm Piera Palazzolo, VP of Digital Marketing for the American Management Association, a company focused on the management training skills needed to enhance the careers of business professionals. We did our research when it came to the best companies for website development and chose AmericanEagle.com. And we couldn't be happier. AmericanEagle.com worked closely with us to understand the front and back end requirements needed to launch an e-commerce website that could handle the complexities of running thousands of seminars nationwide. Our robust new website and improved SEO saw immediate increases in site traffic and web revenue. If you're in need of managerial effectiveness and success, visit our website at amanet.org. If you're in need of a website that provides an unparalleled consumer experience, I highly recommend AmericanEagle.com.
Transform your business today. Dial 877-WebNow1 for a free digital consultation with AmericanEagle.com.
Talk New York sports. Jets, Giants, Yankees, Mets. Get in the conversation and make your voice heard. Call the Fan now, 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS all season long.
It's now time for the Fan Focus as the Yankees started their series strong with a win over the Orioles. 3-1 last night. Carlos Rodon made his return from the injured list. Didn't get the win, but pitched 4 solid innings, giving up just the 1 run. Trent Grisham providing all the offense, 3 RBIs thanks to the solo home run in the 3rd, 2-run single in the 7th to bail out another struggling night for the Yankees offense.
The Mets played last night. They lost. They went 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position. That's why they lost. Yet, there are 2 gentlemen who were sitting in the right field seats who are getting a lot of blame for last night's loss. Because early in the game, Francisco Lindor hit a ball to right field that off the bat, I thought had a chance to be a grand slam. In fact, it was a grand slam. Fernando Tatis Jr. made this brilliant leaping catch to bring it back.
Yep.
There were 2 fans sitting in their seats.
Cowering from the ball.
cowering from the ball, not making any effort. Because remember, when Tatis goes in, they have their right to try to catch the baseball. They can't lean over the field to play, but Tatis was coming into the stands. And those two gentlemen didn't do a damn thing. So there's a lot of Met fans that are blaming these two for not doing their fan duty of catching it, or at least making it more difficult for Tatis to rob a grand slam.
That's the fight or flight instinct. When the ball's coming your way, what do? Do you rush towards it, fight, or do you flee and cower and don't hit me? They did the don't hit me.
So do you blame them?
No, I don't blame them. That was a great catch by Fernando Tatis. I mean, that was an epic catch, especially because what he did after, he loses his hat. He just stands there. And you don't know if he caught it if you're far enough away.
That was the worst
if
part.
you're watching on TV, you know he caught it. But if you're there, you're like, did he catch it?
Yeah,
He's standing there.
I didn't know. I was sitting in the upper deck last night, so I was a little bit further away. And I waited there like everyone else who was in the ballpark to see if he caught it or not. Here's why I can't rip those fans. Because I want to be fair. I always want to be fair about these things. I usually don't sit in home run territory, but I sit in foul territory, so maybe my mindset would be different. If a ball is hit towards me, I've got two instincts. One is to duck. The other is to protect my kids if they're with me.
Yes.
If my kids are with me, I'm going to put my body in front of it.
So you're a flight guy.
I'm an absolute flight guy.
That's all good.
So
it's fine being a flight guy.
So if I'm a flight guy, and I think most people are, how could you possibly blame these two for not even flighting? They just sat there. Like, they didn't duck. They just were like, I'm not getting involved.
Honestly, that's what it is. It's actually three. It's fight or flight or do nothing.
Or do nothing, right.
Most people do nothing.
Yeah.
Right, and in accidents, they've studied this. Like, most people do nothing.
Yeah,
and that's kind of the problem. They didn't do anything, but they could have.
Well, there's a fine line between.
They could have changed this game.
They could have, yeah. They would have at least made it more difficult for Tatis to make that catch. And there's a fine line between what happened at Yankee Stadium in the World Series a couple of years ago with those two jackasses.
Yeah, I know.
Grabbing Mookie Betts' arm. In this case, it's like go for the fly ball. I thought about this a lot last night, believe it or not. I thought about the 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position, but I was thinking about, A, if I was in that situation, and B, the rules of engagement. What should the rules of fandom be when you're sitting in a seat like that? And I think if you're in the first row in home run territory, I think you almost have to go into the game with a game plan.
Yeah,
almost
always be ready.
Like, be ready to know, okay, yes, I'm sitting first row home run territory. I could impact the game. Let me think about this. Let me remind myself, kind of like a guy in the field. If the ball's hit to me, what do? I almost think when you're in seats like that, you almost have to have that obligation to coach yourself up and know, oh, our team's up. Let me help if I can. Oh, the other team's up. Let me get the hell out of the way. And that's like the conclusion I've come to. Like, yeah, but I think that's an obligation.
Isn't that giving fans a little too much credit for think about that?
Well, I think we have to start.
Unless you tell them, unless you scream it from the mountaintops, that if you're sitting front row, you have to be ready to contribute.
Well, I think this is the discussion that does it. I think we're having an open discussion to New York sports fans that, because I've never honestly thought about this. I really haven't. It's not like I've ever really broken it down, but based on that incident from last night, I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to be rational.
Well, some people do.
I'm sure they do.
Because they come prepared. They bring a glove.
Yeah, but that's a selfish, I want to catch a foul ball. I'm talking about your first row.
I know that. But
it could impact the game.
But they're doing it selfishly, but even inadvertently, they're thinking about how they're going to impact the game.
Yeah.
Because they want to catch the ball. So it's just a matter of whether or not they do it when it's your team or the opposing team.
I tell you something crazy. So last night, I didn't have my season tickets. I had sold them, but I wanted to go to the game. So I go to Jet, and I say, where do you want to sit? Like, you just tell me. And his first reaction was, I want to sit in those seats.
The ones that the guys were in?
Yeah, this was like 2 weeks ago. And I said, well, they're not available. I'll have to go to SeatGeek.
Yeah.
And they just weren't available. So I didn't do it. I ended up sitting in the upper deck behind home plate. But I can only imagine if it was us
What
there.
would Jet do? Would Jet jump towards the ball? Would he be like, oh, that's Francisco Lindor, I got to catch it? Or would he be like, Daddy, there's a ball coming?
Listen, I don't want to insult him. He's my 9-year-old. I think there's a chance he's getting out of the way.
Yeah.
I really do. But what I'm saying now is if you're in seats like that, whether it's at Citi Field or Yankee Stadium or wherever you are, I almost think you got to coach yourself up and at least have a game plan because it could have changed the game. You know, you reach over a little bit, and again, not reaching onto the stands, just reaching to catch a baseball that's hit towards you. Tatis doesn't catch it. It's a grand slam. Mets have the lead. Who knows? The whole game could be completely different. So keep an eye on that. Anyhow, let's get to your calls. Everything on the table today. We got a lot of football to get to later on as well. 888-808-1019. And believe it or not, even some basketball. But let's kick this baby off with Dave in Brooklyn. What's up, Dave?
Gentlemen, it's a pleasure. Evan, you're a great dad, by the way.
Thanks.
I'll tell you, I remember when Carton had his last day, before he retired and went to the TV before he came back.
Yeah, right.
He brought his son on the last day of the show, right?
Right.
And what a smart kid, articulate. It was incredible.
I know.
Such a nice kid.
I can't get over the fact that Craig has developed so many brilliant kids. Like his daughter, his 3 sons. I'm like, clearly it's his wife.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
She gets all the
He just gets out of the way.
Exactly.
That's great. And I'm sure you're a great dad too, Tiki. I don't want to leave you out here.
Yeah, well, I have
But
6 kids.
He's got a lot of experience, yes.
I just want to make 2 quick points. Number one, with Lombard, boy, he's very Jeter-esque. If you look at his line score, 1 run, 2 hits, 1 ribby, walk. He's really, really reminding me of Jeter. I don't want to put that pressure on him. But number 2, with Judge, I just feel like, you know what? I was looking at Ken Griffey Jr.'s injury, the one where he went into the fence with his wrist and 19. You know what? I think we're at the point now in this day and age where you can't go all out anymore. You just gotta play conservatively. And
it's hard to tell people that though. It's hard.
No, you're the athlete. I mean,
just because your instinct. The reason you made it there was because you played that way.
Right.
Because you were above and beyond. You stood out from the crowd in Little League and high school and college. If you went to college, the minor league, you just stand out because you're going above and beyond. You're doing that a little extra. And to now just turn it off, it's almost impossible.
It's impossible. And Ernie Acosta, my old producer, when I did the middays with Joe, would always say this, diehard Yankee fan, especially after Aaron Judge had the ribcage issue when he dove in 2019 at the end of the season. It impacted him for a long time. He said, and I totally get it, even though I get your point too about you can't tell an athlete to stop hustling or stop trying, that dive wasn't worth it. Like, you're trying to make a great play. Great. That may save a run or two. It may cost you months.
Yeah.
And so there's this weird balance you have to take between trying to make a play, and I'll never forget that Griffey Jr. play he's referring to where he was like Spider-Man jumping into the center field fence and his wrist kind of bent.
Yeah.
As great of a play as it is, it's not worth it.
No. But you don't think that that's going to happen to you.
No, I get you.
That's the challenge. It's not like Ken Griffey or Aaron Judge is diving or attempting to go make a great play, and they're consciously thinking, I'm going to get hurt when I do this. They're thinking, I'm going to be fine. I'm going to make a great play.
They're thinking they're making it.
So you don't know. Like, there's certain things. If I'm running, off right tackle, there's a linebacker standing right there. He's 250 pounds, and I go, I can run through you. I should know I'm going to get hurt.
Right.
You know what I mean?
No, you're right.
But if it's a DB or a 180-pound cornerback and I do the same thing, I'm not expecting to get hurt.
No, you're right.
So it's hard to know the difference.
Different mentality. Let's go to Ryan in Westport. What's going on, Ryan?
Hey, I just wanted to make the point that you said all your teams suck, and I have to disagree. The Islanders are going to have a great season. Schaefer's an absolute dog, and I think we can make a run this year, okay? Let's stay positive, all right, guys?
I hope you're right, but this is also a team that's missed the playoffs in back-to-back years and hasn't run around in the playoffs since that great pandemic run or the second pandemic run. So I have hope for the Jets' future. I have hope for the Islanders, especially year 2 of Matthew Schaefer. But in terms of what I said earlier, which is as a fan of the teams I root for, when's the last big game I've watched? They all suck on different levels. I'm sorry. I mean, that's just the reality. And we could argue, well, the Islanders are ahead of the Jets. Sure, they are. And they're ahead of the Nets. I don't know if they're ahead of the Mets. The Mets got the game 162 last year. Bottom line is, and it's not about me, even though I guess I made it about me. All my teams suck. All right? And maybe the Islanders will be the next one out. Now, the thing with the Islanders, and I always admit this, is they are the team I don't watch every game of. I watch every Net game, every Jet game, every Met game of, but I still include them as a team I love. But listen, they all suck. It's a sad place.
Right.
I was thinking about that the other day. I was like, I really am going to die without a championship.
That's not true.
Okay.
It's going to happen.
To which one? Which one?
The
Big
one
shot?
you least expect.
By far and away the least expect, believe it or not, is the Nets. Yeah.
It's gonna be the Nets.
You think it's going to be the Nets?
Yep. And it started yesterday. You know why?
Because Josiah admitted he's embarrassed?
Because he got pissed.
Yeah.
Look, when you're rich and comfortable, it's easy to just be like, whatever. When you start getting pissed off about it, that's when you do something about it.
Josiah's got to do something. And I know he doesn't want
he
to.
Should, but the question is, what could he do?
No, I'm going to tell you something he should do. It has nothing to do with making the team better. And I'll do this publicly. Mm-hmm. He should just come on the air with us. And it's going to get ugly for a while. I'm going to be real. I'll be respectful. I think he needs to speak to some Net fans. I'm one of them.
When was the last time?
He's never done an interview. And look, is
ever?
He gonna, I mean, not with me.
No, I'm talking about
on this radio station.
I'm talking just publicly that people hear. And
well, he did.
I can't even think if I remember what his voice sounds like.
Yeah, no, he hasn't done a lot. He did an interview with Nets Daily the other day, which is where these quotes came from.
Right.
I just say, Joe, you're so embarrassed as the owner of the Nets. I'm embarrassed as a Net fan. We have the Nets on this radio station. There aren't that many people that care about the team. I'm one of them. Come on the air. Now, I warn you, it's not going to be the same little, let's hug each other, Dolan Carton interview. I mean, it's not going to be that. I'm not just going to laugh and be like, you're the best. I mean, it's going to be heated. Right. But you know what? I think we could walk away all in a better place. I'll feel better because I got it out. You'll feel better because you talk to Net fans. And I promise I'll be respectful. Tiki will be with me. He won't let me be a jerk.
No, I can't.
But I will say some tough things that probably need to be said.
So it's going to be the Nets. That'll be your first one.
Yeah, you're dead wrong about that.
I mean, I'm just predicting it.
Honestly, if I had to predict, and I can't believe I'm saying
it's
this.
August 19th. Save it.
Save it? Okay.
Save it.
I'll save it for February 19th.
When one of Evan's teams wins the championship, we'll bring this back out.
When one of them wins.
It's going to be the Nets. You'll see.
I'll also make you this prediction.
I mean, it might be 20 years from now.
When one of those teams win, I will not be working full-time here.
That's true.
I'll be retired somewhere in New Mexico, and I'll be like, man, can I come on and talk about that one team that finally won?
I mean, you let Joe B do it till he was 85. Why can't I?
Let's go to Michael in Bloomfield, New Jersey. What's up, Michael?
Hey, Michael.
Hey, good morning, guys. How you doing?
All's well, dude.
Good.
So, Evan, I have to tip my cap off to Fernando Tatis Jr. I got to tell you guys, I'm not a big Tatis fan, but I have to tip his hat off to him. He made a good play last night. But also, I want to talk about football.
Yep.
So, Tiki, I don't know why the Giants signed Najee Harris. Told you I'm a Cowboys fan.
Yeah.
Is it because Cam Skattebo might not be 100% this year?
No, I don't think it's that. I think it's that they're protecting against injury to both of their two running backs because they have an injury history. So you sign a guy who also is coming off an injury, ironically enough, but has historically been fantastic. He hasn't been injury prone for most of his career until last year, Najee Harris.
Oh, okay. And I can't believe that also the Cowboys signed Von Miller, which he's 37 years old. I know they only signed him for 1 year for $7 million, I think.
But he can still sort of play. He had 9 sacks last year for the Commanders.
That's
we
right.
forget this. It's sort of under the radar.
Because the Commanders were bad.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it.
Just didn't pay attention to them. But Von Miller had a good season a year ago. And you're not signing him to be an every down player. You're not signing him to set the edge and, lean in the tackles and attack the run game. You're signing him to, on third down situations, whether it's as a game piece or just a straight up edge rusher, go get the quarterback.
Yeah.
That's what you're signing him for.
Yeah,
he's going to play 8 to 10 plays a game. Right? He's not playing 30 snaps a game.
But I think the challenging thing is when you sign someone that's a former Super Bowl MVP who's had this great resume, it's tough to think of them in that limited role that you described. But that's the truth. That's why Dallas signed him. It's a good move.
He's a mercenary.
Yeah. Let's see if he becomes a mercenary piece of craps or if he's a good mercenary.
Right. I mean, he is 37.
Yeah, but there's nothing to lose. It's a 1-year deal. And he can still play. He had 9 sacks last year. He can still help you on a limited basis. Just don't expect him.
Who's the oldest non-quarterback?
In the NFL?
Trent Williams?
It's got to be an offensive lineman, probably.
Trent Williams, I think, is old. But Calais Campbell?
Yeah, I'll look it up.
He's still playing?
Yeah, I think he is. I'll look that up.
I know he had a rough off season.
Oldest player in the NFL right now. Oops, I did a quarterback, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah. Not a quarterback. Let's see. You ready?
Trent Williams.
How about this? Are you ready for this one?
Go ahead.
It's a tight end.
Oh, really?
Mercedes Lewis, still playing.
Oh, right.
41 years old. Then there's a bunch of kickers.
Yeah.
Matt Prater.
Kickers don't count either.
Nick Folk.
Kickers don't count either.
A lot of long snappers. They don't count either?
No.
All right. How about Mercedes Lewis?
Mercedes Lewis.
That's crazy.
And then it's got to be Trent Williams, because I think Trent Williams is 40.
Yeah.
For the 49ers.
Man, that's crazy. Let's go to Rick in Queens. What's up, Rick?
Hey, guys. Good morning. Now, Tiki, you know you're my guy, okay? Now, here's the deal. I've got Elon Musk money, okay? And I have a nephew. Okay. My nephew has never seen my favorite player play, okay? Now, here's the deal. I'm used to getting my way except for when my favorite player won't call a funeral home for me. But anyway, here's the deal. I'm giving you $100 million, okay, for one game that gives you time to get in shape, whatever the case is. And you're going to take the money because you've got a wife. And not only is she telling you you're going to take the money, but she'll even drive you to the game.
Yep.
Okay. So my question is this to you, because you're getting paid. Okay. So here's the deal. For one game, can you play on an NFL level? Because I see your body. I see how you keep yourself. Not for a whole season, but for one game, can my nephew see you play?
Yeah, I probably could. I could probably make that work.
But you wouldn't be able to recover.
I wouldn't recover. That'd be the problem.
Yeah.
I would. I mean, I've run a lot. I just don't move laterally. I run in straight lines now. That's it.
And you also don't have 300-pound people hitting you.
The thought of having to set up a defender and then go across his face or run through the tackle is just not appealing to me anymore.
Calais Campbell, by the way, 39, oldest active non-quarterback kicker in the NFL.
Calais Campbell.
So good call by
Mercedes Lewis.
Well, I don't know. Is Mercedes Lewis on a roster right now?
I don't think he is.
That's probably the issue.
He's not retired, but he's not on a roster.
Yeah, so I guess for now it's Calais Campbell. Steve in Bayside. Hey, Steve.
Hey, let me tell you a quick story about a home run ball in Yankee Stadium. This was the early 2000s. I went to the game, was sitting in right field with a buddy, and about the fourth or fifth inning, some guy comes up with his girlfriend. It's like, yo, would you mind moving over? I was like, yeah, sure, no problem. So we move over a couple of seats. In the eighth inning, Jorge Posada hits a home run to right field, right where I was sitting. The guy reaches under his seat, grabs the ball, starts jumping around, and then the guy behind me goes, yo, that's where you were sitting. I was like, I know it was.
Think about what could have happened, man. Larry in Florida. What's up, Larry?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Evan T. Copo as well. Can you guys hear me okay? I got my Bluetooth on working.
Yeah, no, you're good. Go ahead.
Oh, awesome. Perfect. All right, so first off, I want to address Evan, and will be definitely a distinct difference between Yankee fans and Met fans, all right? So you're saying, I appreciate you would get in front of your kid, because I would do the same, but I wouldn't just do that. I probably would push my kid and catch the ball. So I'm going to tell you right now, Yankee fans, let's go back to the 2024 World Series. Those two guys literally got the only victory for us in the freaking World Series because they robbed Mookie Betts like early 90s New York. And then you got that beautiful child, now he's an adult, Jeffrey Mayer, set off a dynasty. All right?
Yeah.
Come on, fella. That's right. Look, you're not there. You need Tim Robbins in your life. You need motivation. You need to do something to get your stuff straight and get a winning mentality. Get out of it, brother.
I wish I could argue with you. And I know that the Yankees have had more postseason opportunities, but he's sort of right. He just cited two specific examples. The jackasses from the 24 World Series, though they probably should have been gone to jail for the night with what they were trying to do to Mookie. And Jeffrey Mayer, innocent kid, just went to catch a home run ball that should have been caught by Tony Tarasco.
That's right.
And our example, at least our recent example, is last night where two guys just sat there. So I'd love to fight back and defend my Met fandoms with my fellow fans, but the guy just cited examples. I think we need we need to almost have a meeting about this. And maybe this is what's happening right now on WFAN on August 19th.
It should come with a disclaimer on the seats.
Well, the team can't do it, though. It's something that we as fans have to do on our own.
Yeah.
The team can't encourage you. I don't know, because they don't want you interfering.
They don't have to say it explicitly. They just have to say, Listen to Evan and Tiki for your front row etiquette in home run territory.
Right. Maybe
be like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we could pay for that.
I think there just needs to be more like awareness about where you're sitting and the impact it can have on a game.
True.
Look, the Mets are buried. They're not going anywhere. Despite the crap that Paul Rosenberg said yesterday or Governor Christie said yesterday, the Mets are dead. Every real smart Met fan knows we're dead.
Yeah,
okay? We're watching.
I keep waiting for this 12-game winning streak, and it ended yesterday.
Dude, stop with it.
But if it gets to 12, I'll be back in.
They were never getting to 12.
Okay, but if they would have.
Okay, would have, could have, should have. Like
they didn't. They lost yesterday. It's over.
They're not a good team. Like, I love Governor Chris. I wanted to jump through my radio when he actually sat there and said to Craig, well, injuries. Are you freaking kidding me? And he's a good Met fan. He watches all the games. They don't suck because of injuries, Mr. Governor. They were not put together well. Yes. You want to cite Soto and Lindor being hurt? I get it. That sucks. The brilliant general manager signed Jorge Polanco. How dare anyone cite injuries on Jorge Polanco as a reason they suck when I sat there, I'm no expert, and told you guys hurt half the time.
Well, Juan Soto was hurt a lot early in the season. Francisco Lindor started the season hurt, and then he got hurt again. So two of your best players are not available for a good part of the season. It's hard to win.
But they sucked beyond that.
Yeah, look.
Freddie Peralta was bad. David Peterson was bad. Kodai Senga lost a rotation spot.
Sean Manaea was terrible until he was good.
Yeah, like it is, I'm sorry. It is rewriting history to suggest that the Mets were bad because of injuries. And the only reason that I didn't fight with the governor more is they had to start a show because we actually had this discussion off air. Nice. And then the show started. And I'm like, you know what? I'm not fighting anymore. But the bottom line is they're not going anywhere. And so when they lose a game last night, instead of more Met fans being upset about fan interference or non-interference, it's like, it's August and the team stinks.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
So it's more of a discussion for the future. And for Yankee fans to remind themselves, hey, come playoff time, if there's a fly ball to right field, try to make the play. Let's go to Chris in Manhattan. Hey, Chris.
Hey, guys, I might have an answer as to how to handle that fan situation.
Yes.
When you got an airplane and you sit in an exit row, they ask you, are you willing and able to do your duty? When something happens, we should screen these people that are sitting in those seats, and if they don't agree or look frantic or freeze, as Tiki said, move them to another area.
Yes, that's smart.
That's a great idea.
Right.
Just like when you sit on an airplane. Great
Can I
comparison.
have your attention, please? Look at me. I need your verbal confirmation.
Pay attention to the game. If a ball is hit towards you, you have every right to catch said ball.
Yes.
James in Locust Valley. Hey, James.
How you guys doing?
Good.
All's well.
I got a good quick, you guys are talking about Mercedes Lewis. I have a very funny stat for you. I'm a big Packers fan.
Yes.
So the Giants were playing the Packers. I think it was like 2019 or 2020. And I vividly remember it. It was the first touchdown pass that Aaron Rodgers ever threw to a first-round draft pick.
Wow.
And that's an amazing stat because he
Holy
played
crap.
for a long
Are you
time and
serious?
threw like 490 touchdowns at that point. And it was the first time he ever threw one to a first-round draft pick. And then I think when he went to the
that
Jets,
is unbelievable.
But you know why it makes sense when you think about it? Because the Packers were known for never drafting wide receivers in the first round.
And
It's
it's
part of
why
the controversy.
when they drafted Jordan Love,
Yeah.
that was the issue.
Yeah.
Because Aaron Rodgers had just won an MVP, and why not give him some elite wide receiver to help finish off his career as a forever Packer?
Right.
And instead, they draft a quarterback.
So unless the Packers
It was
over the
actually
years...
pretty damn good.
Yeah, no doubt. If the Packers they would have to have signed a free agent first-round wide receiver.
Right, but
or traded for one.
stat is they had never.
Right. So then how could Aaron Rodgers throw a touchdown to one?
Right.
That's the point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's interesting.
Well, hold on one second. I've already Mercedes Lewis, okay, because I was thinking of Garrett Wilson.
Yeah.
But then I'm like, that was after the fact.
Right.
Gotcha. Mercedes Lewis, by the way, who is 41 years old, has not retired. He played for the Broncos last year and has expressed a desire to continue playing.
But he is not on a team.
But he's currently not on a team.
Yeah.
But then again, over the last few days, we've seen so many free agents sign that it's very possible Mercedes Lewis is going to get that contract in the next couple of days or weeks.
And Trent Williams is 38 years old.
So he's a little bit behind the oldest active non-quarterback / kicker.
Yes.
I love how we don't include kickers and quarterbacks.
Well, kicker, I mean, you can just kick.
What does that mean?
It's just, even before it was hip to play till you're 40, kickers could play till they were 40.
No, I know.
Right? Who's the Hall of Famer? Morton Anderson?
Morton Anderson played till he was in the mid-40s.
I think he was 40 when I played with him.
Yes, yeah. I think he was one of those guys that was always 40.
Right. And he always forgets that I know him because he's in the Hall of Fame with Rondé and they hang out and drink beer and stuff together. He's like, Tiki, I was on the team with you. I'm like, dude, I know. You were 40. He couldn't miss you.
Crazy. More of your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. And as we talk about Yankee reinforcements, there's one name we've all forgotten about that I think can make a very big impact on the Yankees moving forward. We'll get into it coming up. It's Evan and Tiki without Sean Morash as we take you throughout your Wednesday morning/afternoon.
Circa Resort and Casino has $30 million in guaranteed prizes for you in their Circa Million and Circa Survivor contest. There's no rate for these games, so all the entries that go above the guarantee goes into the prize pool. Register in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada. Play from anywhere. Here are the 3 ways that you can win. Circa Million, $6 million in guaranteed prizes. Pick 5 teams against the spread every week, and the winner takes home $1 million. Then the Survivor games. First, there's Circa Survivor, $20 million in guarantees to the winners. Pick one team straight up every week to win. And if that team loses or ties, your entry is eliminated. And you can only pick each team once per season. Same rules for Circa Grandissimo. The difference is that this is the ultimate high-stakes Survivor game. $100,000 entry fee and $4 million guaranteed to the winner. 3 ways to win Circa Million and Circa Survivor contest at Circa Resort and Casino. Remember, sign up in person at Circa Sportsbook in Nevada and play from anywhere.
This Odyssey Sports Minute's brought to you by the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
Sponsored by Metal Supermarkets, the convenience store for metal. Find a store at metalsupermarkets.com. When you think about the best teams in the National League, it's always the LA Dodgers, the Milwaukee Brewers, the Atlanta Braves, and the Chicago Cubs. But don't sleep on the San Diego Padres. The Pods have won 17 of their last 22 and now in sole possession of the third and final wildcard spot in the NL. No one wants to see them in October. I'm Nick Costos.
Do you have an invention idea but don't know what to do next? Call InventHelp today. We have representatives nationwide and services to showcase your invention. Get started today.
Call 1-800-217-4380. That's 1-800-217-4380.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I didn't ask to be thrown in the streets, but I did ask for help, and Covenant House was there for me.
For these kids who didn't ask to be put in this unthinkable situation, Covenant House is there. To learn more, go to safeplacetosleep.org today.
Head home in a new Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison during the Mercedes-Benz Welcome Home celebration, now through August 31st. Enjoy exceptional opportunities on the GLC and GLE and the C-Class sedan. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison, where luxury feels like home.
Operating engineers Local 825 are the men and women who make our region move. So whether it's roads, bridges, or our favorite team stadium, they build and maintain the critical transportation, water, and energy infrastructure we rely on. That's why their advocacy organization, ELEC, the Engineers Labor Employer Cooperative, fights for those priorities every day. That's ELEC, representing the signatory contractors and the hardworking men and women who build both New York and New Jersey.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. Living in the city that never sleeps, you need a powerful home connection that keeps pace with your midnight grind. Keep your connection as legendary as the city itself. If you're a Verizon mobile customer, switch to Fios Home Internet and get reliable 100% fiber optic speed for just $20 a month. It's high-speed fiber dependability for less than a week of subway rides. Visit Verizon.com and switch today. Availability varies for Fios customers with AutoPay, Mobile Plus Home, and bonus discount. Enrollment required. One offer per eligible account. Additional terms apply. Limited time offer.
The times you spend with your friends and loved ones are the best. Those selfies you take now will shape memories that will last a lifetime. Make sure you stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Only 2 milligrams of fentanyl can cause an overdose. So learn about the dangers and risks of this frightening, deadly drug at stayinthepic.nj.gov. Don't risk your life and all those wonderful memories you're creating. Stay in the picture and stay away from fentanyl. Know all the risks. Visit stayinthepic.nj.gov from New Jersey Human Services.
Make it a summer of live at PNC Bank Arts Center. Get 2 tickets for $55 and see August 21st, Howard Jones with Wang Chung, The English Beat and Modern English. August 29th, Jerry Garcia Symphonic Orchestra. September 27th, Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band. Get tickets now while supplies last at pncbankartscenter.com.
The all-new 2026 Mazda CX-5 is designed to give you more of what matters. More passenger space and headroom for greater comfort. More cargo space, a lower lift-in height, and a standard power liftgate on every model. More connectivity with Google built-in integration, plus Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. All in a family-friendly SUV that delivers exceptional value. Drive a Mazda during the Mazda's More to Move You sales event and discover what makes Mazda the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. Visit your local Mazda dealer or MazdaUSA.com.
Running a business shouldn't feel like a juggling act. One app for accounting, another for inventory, one more for sales, and somehow they never work together. Or you could use Odoo, one fully integrated platform with all the business applications you need. CRM, inventory, accounting, marketing, and more. All working together seamlessly. Stop juggling software and get back to growing your business. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's odoo.com.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on a DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries. Now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
What do parents think of back to school at Staples, where supplies start at just 25 cents?
Staples has the latest laptops with up to 40% savings.
I may hug the cashier.
So embarrassing.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
It's a wonderful time at Staples with up to 40% off select tech. Staples.
That was easy.
Visit Staples today or shop online and in the app. Ends 9/12. Exclusions apply.
The Rico Brogna podcast is proudly sponsored by Takara Fuji Apple Chew High, the sparkling cocktail that blends shochu spirits with delicious flavors of fruits from Japan. Whether it's Citi Field or your favorite spot, raise the apple.
Start the day with Boomer and Geo, mornings 6 to 10 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
As you know, the baseball season is a very, very, very long season. Like, it goes on forever and ever to the point where...
Baseball season sucks.
I would not say that.
Forever, ever?
Forever, ever. Forever, ever? That you forget that guys are on your team. Like, you forget, oh, yeah, in April, this happened. Or in May, that happened. And that sort of happened to me the other day. I was checking in on the Yankees minor league system. And because I wanted to see how Anthony Volpe was doing, by the way, crappy. Mm-hmm. I wanted to check out Jason Dominguez was doing, by the way, really crappy. And I noticed a familiar name.
Which was?
Luis Heel. Remember Luis Heel? He made 6 starts earlier this season.
Rookie of the year from a couple of years ago.
He was all unbelievable. We all love Luis Heel. He had a lousy spring training in which his stuff and velocity was down. It translated badly at the beginning of the season. He got placed on the injured list. You forgot about him. Luis Heel is returning. He is now on a minor league rehab assignment. Luis Heel being shortened up into a high-leverage reliever is something to keep an eye on. Now, obviously...
That's almost guaranteed.
Oh, I mean, 1,000%.
Because how else are you using Luis Gil?
No, that is how you're using Luis Gil. So they could take their time with him, obviously. But that's a guy I would keep an eye on in September. And I think September could be an audition for him to possibly make the postseason roster and have an impact on this team. Obviously, the Yankee bullpen has been very good. I think the concerns anyone has about the bullpen is just continuing it.
Yeah.
You know, Hedrick has thrown so many innings this year, so many appearances this year. Fernando Cruz, Tim Hill, like there's your worry of, is it sustainable? But remember Luis Gil.
Man, he was so good as a starter in 2024.
I know.
15-7, 29 starts. Then he led the league in fewest walks. I mean, in most walks. But still, he was Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. There was a period of time in 2024 where he was getting comps to like 85 Doc or Matt Harvey of 2013.
Right.
Like, he was that good for a while. And you mentioned it. He won Rookie of the Year, had a very, very good season. Then he missed part of the year last year. And now this year he didn't pitch well before he went on the IL. Look, it's not a guarantee. He's got to perform a little bit in the minor leagues. But that's another arm. When we talk about moving starters to the Yankee bullpen to try to enhance this bullpen a little bit, Luis Gil's a guy to keep an eye on.
That's a good call.
Oh, yeah, you like that?
Because you honestly forgot about him.
That's right. I honestly, I forget about a lot of people. And in fact, speaking of injuries,
I thought they traded him or something. I honestly,
you forgot he existed.
I knew he was here, but I didn't realize. I thought he was traded.
No, sometimes you forget.
I forget why he wasn't in the conversation.
I'll give you another example of a guy people forgot about. David Stearns has forgotten that Ronnie Mauricio exists.
Stearns is a moron.
Because I just heard that Jorge Polanco, who's had a miserable season, but let's blame injuries for the Mets' failures. Jorge Polanco is going on the injured list for the 18th time this season and his 155 batting average. And instead of calling up Ronnie Mauricio, who should get some playing time, they're giving us Eric Wagaman again.
Ugh.
I mean, give me a freaking break.
He's got options, too.
Who?
Mauricio.
Well, this is it for him. Next year he's not going to have options, so they better find out about him. But either way, Met fans, smile. Jorge Polanco, the man who was signed to in part replace Pete Alonso.
The man from Milwaukee.
He's going on the injured list for the third time, and he's got a 150 batting average.
Wow, Mauricio's been down. You forget about him, how long ago he's been down.
Yeah. Well, he's playing every day, and he's producing in the minor leagues.
True,
but
he's been down since July 7th.
Yeah, he's been there for a while. And by the way, Jorge Polanco will probably not play again this season. So here are his final numbers since the Mets only suck because, they've had injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Jorge Polanco, 148 batting average, a 431 OPS, and a WAR of minus 1.4. And if you're surprised he's hurt, you should know that he missed 44 games in 2024, missed half the season in 2023, and missed 58 games in 2022. But we should be stunned that he got hurt. Can you believe that bad luck?
But let's also not think of Ronnie Mauricio as someone who was hitting 180 in 50 plate appearances.
Oh, Ronnie Mauricio. Well, the thing about
he hasn't produced.
Yeah, the thing about Ronnie Mauricio, very different than Polanco, is it's more just, hey, the season's over, let's evaluate him at the major league level.
Right.
Not that he deserves to come up here. It's more, you know what? It's the final month and a half of the season. Season's going nowhere. Give him DH at bats because you better determine what he is. So there you go. Let's get back to your calls. 888-808-1019 is the number. Let us say good morning to Mario in Long Beach. Hey, Mario.
Hey, how you doing, guys?
All's good, Mario.
What's up?
Came to my mind. You were talking about injuries and why they signed people. Same thing happened with two guys on the Giants. Galladay, remember that receiver?
Oh, yeah.
I think his name was Galladay.
Kenny Galladay.
They gave him $76 million.
Yep.
And he had hamstring problems. Same thing, hamstring problems. Another guy, Darren Waller, same thing. Remember him, that tight end?
Yeah, I think he's now with the Carolina Panthers. He's still trying to play.
Wait a minute, I think he retired and then came back.
He did. He played for the Dolphins last year, caught a touchdown against the Jets. Yeah.
Yeah, now how can you sign somebody that has hamstring problems? It makes no sense to me. Explain that to me.
Because you think he's going to rehab from it and be okay. That's
no,
why.
but if you did it, if you had it year after year, like you were just saying about the baseball players, there's a tendency to believe it's probably going to happen again, more likely.
Here's but the way I view it, Mario, is that you can sign guys who are injury prone. Just don't act surprised when they get hurt. Understand the risks that's involved. That's my only point. And look, I hate to do it. I'm only going to do it because David Cohn brought it up last night, so I'll just do it again. That's the value of a player like Pete Alonso. He doesn't get hurt. He has a great track record of being healthy. And the reason I say David Cohn is I caught it last night, and I just want to know, it's one thing for me to continue to bring it up and be obsessed with Pete Alonso. I don't know why David Cohn and Michael Kay needed to do it last night on a Yankee broadcast, and I pulled the audio. Would you like to hear it?
Because everybody knows.
Everybody knows?
This is like the... It's not even the elephant in the room. It's like the moon in the room.
That Pete Alonso should still be a Met?
Yes.
Yeah. So when Pete got a hit last night, he did not get a hit with guys on base late in the game. But when he got a hit earlier in the game, David Cohn opined, as well as Michael Kay. Take a listen.
Post up every day. Swings the bat every day. Think the Mets miss him?
This year for sure. And the one thing that really has to get their attention, he's a plus defender this year, too. And that was always a concern. He's improved his defense.
And has worked extremely hard to do so. Very proud.
Now, Michael did something very interesting in that. And he's right. And I've made this comment, too, because I always want to be fair, even though I have very strong opinions about things. The Mets didn't keep Pete Alonso because they didn't want him this year. They didn't want to give him a 5-year deal. So this will be defined by year 3 and year 4 and year 5. And so if he sucks in year 3, year 4, year 5, certainly it's a different discussion. But here's what I would ask to anyone who wants to bring up year 3, year 4, year 5 and say that's why you don't sign Pete Alonso. What about year 1? Mm-hmm. You signed Jorge Polanco and he's hitting 140 and just went on the IL. Even if year 5, oh, great, we don't have Pete's contract, you have to take into account how horrific it was for this season.
Right. The replacement was not good. And there hasn't, I guess Jared Young's been okay over there, but the replacements have not even gotten close to the consistency of Pete Alonso.
Right.
Not his history with the New York Mets, certainly not with what he's doing with the Baltimore Orioles. Not that they're running away with anything, but still, what you put in place of him is so egregiously bad that you can't even contemplate what the fan feels about it.
Right. And then when you say, well, what about the end of Alonso's contract? Well, you better make up for not having a lot. Like the gap in what you're able to do in year 4 and 5 needs to be as great as the pathetic gap from this season. Do you know what I mean by that?
Yeah, of course I do.
Like, I get it. It's a 5-year deal. I totally open to that's why they didn't sign him. But we need to be fair. The gap this season is so egregious that you better make up for that gap in year 4 and year 5. It's the same thing you hear about Semien and Nimmo. Well, they got rid of 2 years of Nimmo's contract. Okay, I understand that. Well, you better make up for the fact that Nimmo is still a functioning Major League Baseball player and Marcus Semien sucks.
Right.
Like, I've watched him every day. He's not good. In fact, I'm going to blow your mind with a stat. I'm going to bring the Yankees back into the discussion. I don't know if do you mind me?
I don't
bring up the Yankees again.
I'm sure our listeners would too because they don't care about the Mets.
There you go. Do you know that stat that people like to make fun of called wins above replacement WAR?
Yes.
I know it's flawed, but it gives you an idea on the value of a player.
What's it good for?
Absolutely nothing.
That's exactly right.
Well, it's a counting stat. So, like, the more you play, the bigger it gets. George Lombard Jr. has played 12 games at the major league level. His WAR this season is higher than Trent Grisham, Anthony Volpe, Jazz Chisholm, Austin Wells, Ryan McMahon. Think about that. Wow. He's played 12 games.
And so much of that is defense, too.
Yes.
It's not because he's lighting the world on fire at the plate. It's because his defense is unbelievable.
Now, you want me to do that with the Mets and tell you how many guys he has a better WAR than with the Mets?
Yes.
Cool. He's got the same WAR as Francisco Lindor,
who's having a good now part of the season.
He's also played 70 games. Lombard's played 12.
Right.
Lombard has a higher WAR than Bo Bichette, Tyrone Taylor, and Francisco Alvarez, Luis Robert Jr., Brett Beatty, Marcus Semien, who is a negative WAR player. So, again, don't tell me how good he is. Jorge Polanco, Mark Vientos. Basically, half the 80% of the team.
Right, except for Soto and Lindor.
Well, yes. I mean, those guys, and Carson Bench.
So, WAR is cumulative?
Yeah, it adds.
So it adds. So it's not like an average based on...
That's why that's so impressive.
Yeah.
Like, to have a WAR over 1 through 12 games is insanity. It's a pace to be the greatest player in the history of baseball. Which I guess shows you that the stat is stupid.
Yeah. Yeah,
that's what it shows you.
Yeah.
It's funny.
It's good for absolutely nothing.
When Lombard was called up, like the natural thing one does is you compare him. And we had a caller earlier say Derek Jeter, which is like the ultimate Yankee comparison. I gave a comparison to Sean that deeply offended him. And I thought I was complimenting George Lombard Jr. I actually feel really good about my comparison. So I compared him to a player, and I'm not sure how familiar you are with him, so I'll describe him. This guy may be the greatest defensive shortstop of our lifetime, but was an underwhelming hitter. And the guy,
Ozzy?
No, not Ozzie. And by the way, good description because he was a very underwhelming hitter.
Yeah. But he could do a backflip like nobody's business.
He could. I'm talking about Andrew Simmons, who played for the Braves and the Angels in the mid-2000s. Andrew Simmons was a career 260 hitter. Not much of a hitter.
Yeah.
Didn't hit for much pop, 17 home runs one year.
260 nowadays is actually...
It's actually not that bad.
It's actually not that bad.
Well, the problem is he had no power and didn't get on base.
Yeah. 260, you want a guy to hit 25 home runs.
But honestly, for my money, best defensive shortstop since Ozzie Smith or Ray Ordonez. Like, he was that good. And I said that.
How many years did he play?
Between 2012 and 2022, so a good decade.
Yeah, a decade.
He played 10 years. And I made that comp to Sean. He's like, that's not acceptable. And I'm like, dude, I just compared him to the greatest defensive shortstop in the last 20 years.
Right, because that's what he's on pace to be right now.
He looks amazing.
Because every play that's in the hole, either side, too, by the way, glove side or hand side, he makes the play.
And, like, defense isn't something that should change. Like, I know it did with Volpe, so it's weird, but he's that good. He should only get better. So to compare him to Simmons, I think is the ultimate comparison in terms of that's a compliment. The problem is you don't want to hear the offense.
The problem is that Sean hears that name and he's like, he wasn't even like, he's not even. I'm trying to think of what the equivalent for Ring of Honor is for baseball, but he's not even that.
He was never an all-star. Put it that way.
Never an all-star.
I know that's
the best way to put it.
It's not the end-all be-all, but he was also, again, for my money, defense can be subjective. I think he was the best defensive shortstop of the 21st century. You want to tell me Omar Vizquel a little bit? Because he played in the 21st century. Okay, but I think Simmons was the best. And through 12 games, I don't know about Lombard's offense. None of us does. It's such a small sample size, I can't get nuts. But his defense truly has been remarkable. And if he's Andrew Simmons, I think that's an amazing compliment. Let's go to Mark in Delaware. What's up, Mark?
Hello, gentlemen. How are you?
All's good. What's up?
Listen, I'm going to spin a tale for you back on your topic of coaching up the fans at the stadium.
Yes.
So if you just give me a few seconds here, Evan, you can appreciate this because I'm 51. I bring a scorebook to the game, and I've had season tickets since '98. So back in the Reyes Wright era, I started grilling underneath the Whitestone. Right. I was in 705A behind home plate. And I met this guy that we're just going to call Jimmy from my slip, right? We used to grill there, and he used to sit down. Remember on the left and right field line, there was like that one little part before it curled around on the field level seats that kind of jutted out, right? So he sat in left field 148, and him and his wife did not have season tickets next to each other. They had them behind each other, so they were both against the railing. And he used to tell me try to tell me that he would get in left fielders' heads and he would help the Mets in terms of fly balls and foul territory, all that stuff. I didn't really believe him, but then he started to kind of realize, again, relating to you, Evan, here, the nerddom that I had where I used to wear my Bobby Valentine jersey and, I had my own scorebook. He's like, you know what, you should come sit with me for a couple of games because you would give me very good fodder to get in the left fielder's head. Because I'm not as smart as you with this stuff. I'm just the loudmouth.
Right.
So, So he brought me. So I still believe to that point. Again, my resume. I worked at SNY for 7 years. Like I did not ever think you can get in ball players' heads. Right. That just tune out the noise.
Right.
I go down there with him one time, and I'm walking with him like I felt like it was that scene in Goodfellas when he's taking Karen through the kitchen, right? He is greasing the freight elevator guy that gets us in the back. They call him the mayor, right? Meanwhile, he looked nothing like it. His hat was backwards. He's wearing a sloppy, like David Wright jersey, whatever. So we get there, and the other problem with that section is a lot of times, as you know, Evan, in field level, resales, right? So it's not a lot of regulars there. So Jimmy would have to give a speech every night before the game to say, hey, look, our job is to get in that left fielder's head. We are a couple of rules. Going to keep it clean. No mom jokes. And when the Mets are at the plate,
this is awesome.
When the Mets are at the plate, those of you along the line, we are here to help them. Okay.
Yeah.
When the opposing team's at the plate, blah blah blah. Okay. Now I'm also going to put a timestamp on this for you, Evan. 2007.
Yeah.
September Nationals. Okay. So you know what's happening, right? Now, at that trade deadline, Willie Mo Pena was sent from the Red Sox to the Nats.
Right.
He had been DHing for the Red Sox for like 2 years. I walk in with Jimmy. I sit down. I'm filling out my lineup card. I see that Willie Mo Pena is in left field. left field. I don't know the last time this guy's played left field, right? So I now feed Jimmy. I was like, feed this to Jimmy. I was like, Jimmy, guys, blah, blah. So now he starts announcing to everybody up and down the line, here's what we're going after. He just got his glove at Modell's, right? He hasn't had oil, whatever. I've gone on too much, but I will tell you that we got in his head. He was staring at us. And then sure enough, we've got, I think, second and third or whatever. There's 2 outs with runners in scoring position. Fly ball to William A. Pena. He drops the ball. Now, granted, we lose that game because we all know what happened in that
they lost
series.
all those games to the Nationals.
Okay, just to be clear, me and Evan know what happened in September. Right?
Yeah.
Right. But I will tell you the stare down that occurred from William O. Pena to Jimmy DeMayer, right? And from then on, and I travel sometimes and like go on the road with it, to see the Mets. I will always believe that you can get in their heads. And when I started to sit with him more and more, he would put his arms out, reach back and hold the noobs from putting their arms out. And then when stuff would come in, when players' arms would come in, he would yell to them, right? Like, hit their glove, swat their glove. You can do it. You can do it.
That's a hero.
Anyway.
That's a great story, dude. And I think what Major League Baseball teams should do is employ guys like that.
Oh, that's cheating, man.
It's not.
You got to have
cheating.
a real fan do that, like the mayor.
No, how would anybody know?
Well, I think diehard fans know, like our last caller described.
How do we know Jimmy the Mayor is not employed?
Oh, you think
by the Mets?
I don't know. The way you described him, backwards hat, ripped up David Wright jersey.
Isn't that exactly what you would do to disguise someone
that would be
employed by the Mets?
That'd be your undercover outfit.
Of course.
That's a fair point. I like that, though. You got to coach people up. It's what we talked about earlier, because that Grand Slam Lindor hit could have been caught by 2 fans in the first row who decided to sit there.
They could have just hit Tatis's glove.
That's right. Especially if Tatis's glove is going over the fence.
And it was. It was over the fence.
Yeah, at that point, you have every right. There's no fan interference. He's coming into your territory. I love the story of William O. Pena dropping a pop-up. What's depressing is that you may not remember this. Well, you certainly don't, because you had just retired.
Yeah.
And so I doubt what you were doing was watching baseball.
No, I definitely wasn't.
So the Mets went into
I was working at the Today Show.
The Mets won 3 out of 4 against the Marlins. I went down there to try to spark the team. They were 87-68. They were 2.5 games up, and they were going home for a 7-game homestand. So pretty good spot.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just want to win your games, and you're good. They played the Nationals at home and got swept. And they gave up like 1 million runs in the 3-game series. Then they had a makeup game against the Cardinals that they lost. Pedro Martinez pitched, and they couldn't score a run. And then the infamous final 3 games of the year against the Marlins. So I love the story. It just sucks that it happened in the middle of a bloodbath.
The Mets didn't win anything.
Right. It happened in the middle of this all-time 1-6 homestand collapse.
But the point of the story was not the team's success. The point of the story is that you can impact what's happening on the field, even though you think that you can't.
No, you're 1,000% right. I just think it would add to it if the end result is, and that's how we won the game.
Yeah,
and that's how we won the division.
Right.
And that's how the magic of this season happened. Instead, it happened in the middle of one of the great collapses of all time. Frank's in Syosset. What's up, Frank?
Yeah, Evan, you impressed me by the way you said, what is it good for? That's from the song War, but War was before your time. And I was impressed. Did you get that from the Jackie Chan movies, or did you know the song?
No, I know the song. I've also,
okay.
How can we not know that
I think
song?
that's one of the most famous songs. I would actually... I don't accept. I don't accept your compliment only because I think everybody knows the song.
Yeah.
I don't think I did anything special.
Oh, okay. That was late 60s.
But I appreciate it. But I appreciate it.
I called to just say I don't understand the Yankee logic sometimes. You said it yourself, Evan. You would play Goldschmidt every day. He's been on the bench a lot since they acquired Garcia.
Yeah.
And what are they going to do with all these guys, Tiki, that are on their bench?
Well, I mean,
when Bellinger and Judge and
the good thing about Paul Goldschmidt, and by the way, we saw this last season. Was it last season or was it? Yeah, it was last season where he didn't start a lot of games, but he was always clutch when he came off the bench.
And he mashes lefties. Even this season, he's a 300 hitter against 100.
lefties. But we also saw this season when he was playing every day, because let's not forget, there was a point when Paul Goldschmidt was at first every day and Ben Rice was DHing, or they would flop back and forth, positional from DH to first base. And as an everyday player, he wasn't that good. So I think you have to manage a guy like that, who's not young, obviously. He is a leader because of his success in his career, in his Major League Baseball career. But at the same time, if you have a better option, and let's be real, Luis Garcia is a better option right now to be an everyday player, then he's relegated to being a bench player. And I think that's perfect for him.
Yeah, the problem with Paul Goldschmidt is that since the middle of June, he's been atrocious. And the numbers back it up. Since the middle of June 25th, if you want to pick a date, he is a 143 hitter with an OPS in the fives.
Wow.
And that's why he doesn't play anymore. He's barely played. I mean, just look at the game logs over the last few weeks. He's come off the bench a couple of times and drew walks against left-handed pitching. That's his job. But the reason he doesn't play a lot was it just got bad. Like, Goldie was playing every day, and he deserved to play every day. I remember having that discussion in June, like, what happens come playoff time? What a crazy discussion to even have, because you know things are going to change, and they clearly have. And I think right now, Paul Goldschmidt just barely plays based on performance. He just hasn't hit. From July on, it's a month-and-a-half sample size. You're talking about a guy hitting 155. And that pretty much represents a lot of the Yankees. He's certainly not alone when I say that, but I think because of his age, because of where he is in his career, it's easier to say that's a bench player. Another guy who hasn't hit, who I think, we talked about it yesterday, and I'm really starting to think he's going to get cut, is Ahmed Rosario.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what's his role on this team?
There isn't one.
He just doesn't have one.
He's a utility player, but they have too many utility players.
They have other options.
Right.
I know Elliot Ramos hasn't done much, but ideally his role is lefty masher off the bench once this team is healthy. And Ahmed Rosario just doesn't have a role right now. Let's go to Rob in Belmore. Hey, Rob.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
All's good.
Good. Hey, listen, just wanted to call in. I'm a huge NFL outsider and wanted to break some news for you. So if you want to break the glass, go for it.
We got NFL news. Let's go break it.
All right. So Jerry Jones called the team off the field today because they found white powder on the field.
Oh, I saw that.
They called in the police. Texas state troopers came in. They found out it was the goal line and said Dallas has nothing to worry about it. They won't see it anymore this year.
I saw that joke yesterday, the other day.
So that's what he did. He called up to say, I got breaking news, and it was just a lame cowboy joke?
Yes.
But you liked it.
I saw it yesterday. Yes, I saw it. Somebody posted it. It was on Instagram or something.
So he's recycling an Instagram joke?
Yes. That was not an original joke.
Oh.
But it's a funny joke nonetheless.
Did you find it funny, Nico?
No, I thought he was being serious at first.
You thought it was all serious?
No. You thought he was like referring to the Penn State scandal.
Yes, that was another white powder scenario.
Yeah.
That's
a bad one. There's a lot of people going to jail for that one.
Yeah, no kidding. More of your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. Geno Smith is healthy. He was practicing the other day. Is it important that he plays in the preseason? We'll get into the discussion coming up. It's Evan and Tiki without Sean Morash. Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you, at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires. From Connecticut to Maine, nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
With fall right around the corner, now is the perfect time to make sure you're ready for the season ahead. My good buddy John Gallucci Jr., CEO of JAG Physical Therapy, always reminds me that the best way to stay in the game is to prepare your body before the season starts. So whether you're an athlete gearing up for a competition, already dealing with an injury, or a parent looking to keep your child healthy, the experienced team at JAG Physical Therapy will create a personalized treatment plan to help you improve strength, mobility, and movement to reduce the risk of injury or to streamline your recovery. Schedule your appointment today at jagpt.com. That's JAGPT.com.
And sponsored by Ray Cattina Mercedes-Benz of Edison and also by Access PT. Don't play through pain, outperform it. Physical therapists at Access PT create personalized plans to get you moving again. No referral needed. Most insurance is accepted. With locations throughout New York, care is always within reach. Go to accessptw.com for an appointment today.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on the Fan, 101.9 FM.
I'm saying, though, that to me, the argument of that the best thing for the future of the Jets may be them being the worst team in the league this year. I believe that.
I'll tell you, it's not going to be.
Well, that's too bad. You know,
I think the Cardinals and the Dolphins, I feel like, have a lock on those two spots.
Yeah, I would agree.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
Hey, Salicata here for CertaPro Painters, and my wife is still satisfied by my good friends at CertaPro Painters. They work fast and clean, and if she's happy, you better believe I'm happy. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call. 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
Sprained wrist, ankle twist, broken thumb can't make a fist, busted knee, surgery, that patch of ice you didn't see.
Where pain starts, Jernavix suzetrigine begins. Jernavix is a non-opioid 50 milligram prescription tablet for adults with moderate to severe acute pain that reduces pain signals before they reach the brain.
Tendon tear, nose repair, tripping on that broken stair, dislocation, operation, moped crash while on vacation.
Do not take Jernavix with CYP3A inhibitors. Avoid use with grapefruit or liver problems, as these may increase side effects. Tell your doctor about all your medicines if you are pregnant or breastfeeding. Jernavix may make certain medicines and birth control less effective. Side effects include itching, muscle spasms, rash, and elevated muscle enzymes.
Joint displacement, knee replacement, fell on marbles in the basement, ladder slip, broken hip, that rock climb where you lost your grip.
To learn more about Jernavix, ask your doctor. Call 1-833-589-PAIN or visit jernavix.com.
Hey Yankees fans, come out to Yankee Stadium on Thursday, August 27th when the Yankees host the Astros for a very special night in the Bronx, Seinfeld Night. The first 18,000 guests will receive a George Costanza Calzone bobblehead presented by Star. Tickets are on sale now at Yankees.com/tickets. Don't miss Seinfeld Night and the George Costanza Calzone bobblehead, Thursday, August 27th. Yankees versus Astros at Yankee Stadium.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. Straight Talk Wireless presents Pickup Truck Wisdom.
If you're only good to your new friends, you're not going to have any old ones. Straight Talk gets it. That's why new and existing customers get free 5G phones on Verizon's 5G network. Pretty simple, really. You keep good people by being good people.
Find us at straighttalk.com and Walmart. Straight Talk Wireless. Straightforward. Always. Taxes and fees apply. Plan purchase required for free phone offers. Copyright 2026 Verizon.
Allstate is New York's trusted auto insurer, protecting cars across the state. From Buffalo to the Brooklyn Bridge, we're by your side when you need us most, providing you with affordable auto coverage you can rely on. So, switch to Allstate today, and you could save $900 on auto insurance. You're in good hands with Allstate. Based on the national average annual savings for new auto customers surveyed in 2025 who switched to Allstate and reported savings, potential savings and availability varies by state.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it today to carsforkids.org. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. That's cars with a K.
Make it a summer of live at PNC Bank Arts Center. Get 2 tickets for $55 and see
August 21st, Howard Jones with Wang Chung. The English Beat and Modern English. August 29th, Jerry Garcia Symphonic Orchestra. September 27th, Ringo Starr and his All-Star Band.
Get tickets now while supplies last at pncbankartscenter.com.
Todd, do we still have time to make this the summer at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram?
John Montone, of course. There are still incredible deals to be had at Ramsey during the Make This the Summer event.
You must be speaking of the low lease options for a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Altitude 4x4. Just $379 a month for 36 months, $4,868 total due at signing, or purchase with 0 APR financing for 36 months.
Or lease a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited 4x4 for as little as $429 a month for 36 months and just $49.18 total due at signing. Or purchase with 0% APR financing for 36 months.
This is your last chance to make this the summer with some hot deals at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. Tax title registration extra. 0 security deposit. VIN number TC258760. MSRP 49605. VIN number T8599538. MSRP 53255. APR 2778 per month for 1000 finance. Expires 8/31/26.
Telling yourself it's just a short drive is all it takes. A DUI, a crash, even a fatal crash can happen anywhere. It's a risk, no matter the distance. Buzzed or high, get a ride. Never drive. A message from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
Hey, Boomer Esiason here, and let me tell you something about cell coverage. It's not about which network is best. It's about which one is best where you are. Red Pocket Mobile gives you your choice of networks from all 3 nationwide 5G networks, and every line in your family can be a different one. Your kid on the network that covers campus, you on the one that works best at home. Right now, a full year of 5G starts at less than $7 a month on an annual plan. RedPocket.com. Red Pocket Mobile, your new ultimate cell carrier.
No matter what you drive, having the right tire matters. So take control with a new set of Bridgestone tires from Town Fair Tire. You'll choose from the area's largest selection of Bridgestone tires, and you'll get the Bridgestone tire you need at the guaranteed lowest price. Plus, Town Fair will give you more free services than all other tire dealers, clubs, or online sites. Nobody beats a Town Fair tire deal. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
The first ever Infiniti QX65 feels unstoppable. In a world that is frozen in its ways, this sporty fastback SUV never stops moving forward. Turbocharged performance. Intelligent all-wheel drive standard. ProPilot Assist 2.1. This is a ride beyond the expected. This is unstoppable progress. Discover the first ever Infiniti QX65 at InfinityUSA.com. 2027 QX65 expected early summer 2026.
New York sports never stops, and neither do the opinions. Talk Jets, Giants, Yankees, and Mets. Join the show now at 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus, your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS all season long.
It's now time for the Fan Focus, and the Giants made a trade today, sending right guard Daniel Falele to the Jaguars for a late-round pick in 2027. Francis Mauigoa is set to be the starter at right guard for the G-Men. That opens up the door to Evan Neal winning the job as the backup.
This trade may not feel impactful because they're getting back a late 2027 pick, likely in the 7th round, but the reason why a Giant fan, rightfully so, can say, this is great. John Harbaugh's a genius. They could give credit to Joe Schoen, but we don't do that. It's just John Harbaugh. Yep. Joe Schoen doesn't exist. Is the fact that Daniel Falele was signed. Falele.
There you go.
Falele.
There he is. You got it.
It took 12 tries.
Yes.
They signed him as a free agent to just reunite with John Harbaugh.
Right. It wasn't even a guaranteed contract, was it?
Right. And they turned it into a draft pick.
That's amazing.
That's the part where even if that pick turns into nothing or it gets traded elsewhere, the fact that they were able to turn that into something, that's the compliment.
Right. And they did that with a bunch of players. We talked about this yesterday, how they loaded up on wide receivers. They just cut Juju Smith-Schuster.
Yeah, that was
yesterday.
quick.
That was really quick. He just wasn't. You could tell it just wasn't going to be part of the plan. They also did it with D linemen, and they did it with offensive linemen. So, kudos. That's an astute move. You're right.
You got to pick for nothing. That's the way I look at it. Even if that pick turns into nothing, it's like what I do in my fantasy league all the time. I pick a guy up. 3 days later, I'm walking away with an extra 18th round pick. Geno Smith is healthy. At least he practiced the other day.
Ish.
There was some
didn't play in the preseason game because of an ankle injury.
Right. He didn't play in the first preseason game. We saw Cade Klubnik for 2 drives. Geno did practice the other day. In my opinion, and I have evolved on this when it comes to playing in the preseason, I want Geno Smith to play.
He has to play in the preseason. He has to because this is a new offense. This is his 3rd one in 3 years. And we have questions about what he's going to look like. We saw it in the joint practice with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers where he started bad. He finished somewhat better, but he needs reps in this new offense, and he needs reps with this team. And I think even more importantly, as a quarterback, you have to establish yourself as the leader of your offense, and you can't just show up in game 1 and expect that to be seamless. And as you have mentioned multiple times, they play the Tennessee Titans, and their schedule gets a little rough.
They got to win the first game of the year.
Right. So, he has to start the season strong, and he has to be confident in it. The team has to be confident in him in order for this team to have any kind of success this season. So I 100% agree with you. I don't love quarterbacks not playing in the preseason. I get when, let's say, Kirk Cousins doesn't play in the preseason. I get that. Or any of these, Pat Mahomes doesn't play in the I can get that, even though Pat Mahomes I'd want to see as well because he's coming off an injury. But with Geno Smith in particular, there's an up and down nature to his last 5 years. He needs to prove it, not only to us as consumers, but more importantly to his teammates.
Yeah, I all of the above. And I know that 2 years ago when Aaron Rodgers was here, I was on the radio this time of year saying I don't need to see anything. I don't need to see him play in the preseason. Right. I think every situation is different and needs to be evaluated differently. Aaron Rodgers is not Geno Smith, who is not Jackson Dart, who is not Patrick Mahomes. Right. In the case right now of Geno Smith, and I'll take it a step further, I think he should play the entire first half next week or this week coming up. The entire first half.
Maybe not the first half, definitely the first quarter.
Why not?
He needs to get at least 3 series. Well, and that's probably a quarter and a half. So you're probably close to being right.
I did a little research because I was so curious. I was curious about starting quarterbacks and how much they play in the preseason now. But I also picked a random season with a random quarterback in a random year just to get perspective. So what I noticed about the current day in the NFL is some quarterbacks don't even play in the preseason. Others will get 2 or 3 drives, and that'll be it. But I picked a random year. The random year I picked was 2007. I picked a random team. The random team I picked was the New York Giants. And the random quarterback I picked was, of course, Eli Manning. Eli Manning basically played the entire preseason.
Yeah.
In fact, he played all 4 games back in the days where there was 4 games, and in one of the games attempted 25 passes.
Yeah.
That's not 50 years ago. That's 20 years ago.
Right.
So I don't think it's sacrilegious for a certain quarterback, and in this case, Geno Smith, to play.
Yeah.
To just go out there and play. And I think it behooves him. You brought up the leadership aspect. I think it behooves his team. And as fans, you know what? I want to see him play.
Yeah.
And I want to see Cade Klubnik play the entire second half.
Yeah.
I don't need to see the other stiffs. Give me those 2.
I'd be interested to see Daniel Jones in 2022. What did he do in that preseason? Because if Daniel Jones,
I'll find that out for you.
I mean, just because of the success that the Giants had that year, it was not similar, but it kind of is similar because Daniel Jones had been a Giant for a few years prior to that. But that season was great for the New York Giants. They won their first game. We all remember it on the Saquon Barkley play at the end of the game against the Minnesota Vikings, or the 2-point conversion against the Vikings. And that feels it was the Titans, right? Was it the Titans?
It was the Tennessee Titans.
Titans. Yeah. That became the catalyst for that team to win games.
I will give you the numbers. I have the answers right now. Are you ready? He had 3 preseason games back in 2022. Week 1 against the Patriots, 2 drives, 19 snaps, 6 for 10 for 69 yards.
Okay.
The second game was against the Bengals, 3 drives, 14 for 16 for 116 yards and a pick. And then the third preseason game he did not play.
Right.
So he ended up with 43 total offensive snaps.
Yeah, the third preseason game has become like the fourth preseason game now, where you're playing the guys who you're trying to evaluate.
Right.
One, the practice squad, and if those marginal players who might make the team.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's probably the model.
Well, and also, there needs to be consistency with this. Obviously, if Geno's playing a lot, if I got what I wanted, we'll hear from Aaron Glenn in a minute on this, I also have to play my offensive line for the first half. I'm not putting Geno Smith back there the way Rex Ryan did with Mark Sanchez all those years ago behind a third-string offensive line just because I want to get Geno Smith snaps. But I think playing in the preseason matters. And look, the Jets are not, on paper, a very good team, so you got to create advantages. You know what would be a little advantage, a little tiny advantage? Actually playing in the preseason and maybe being ahead of your competition. Because a lot of teams don't play in the preseason. And what have we said about the first 2 or 3 weeks of NFL seasons nowadays? It's like the preseason.
Yeah.
Well, why don't you get ahead of the curve?
Right. Not only do you get the consistency and continuity, you also start to condition your body to play the physical 17-game season.
Yeah. I don't think it hurts, especially with this team in this situation with this quarterback. I hate to sound callous when I say this, but Geno Smith isn't going to be here next year. He's not somebody who's a part of the long-term plans. Jets play Friday night in Pittsburgh against the Steelers. Aaron Glenn was asked about Geno Smith and starters playing. Here's what the head coach had to say.
Have you came up with your plan for Friday night with Geno and the starters? Are they still plan on playing?
Listen, the players going to play. And then things can change, as we get closer to game time.
You said the management. And with those guys, will you play them this week, or are you going to give them a little more time?
Say it again?
The guys that didn't practice today.
That's something that we'll continue to talk about and think about as we go through the next couple of days.
So he really doesn't give an answer.
No,
players are going to play, and we'll continue to talk about it, and things can change.
Yeah, but I think the bottom line is if you're going to play, you got to practice.
Yeah, and Geno did. Geno practiced the other day.
And so if you're practicing, that means you should be available to play, and therefore Geno Smith should play.
He should play. And I don't think...
A butthole.
I don't think there's like a conspiracy going on, but I know some Jet fans may view it this way because if you go back to Monday's show, we talked about Cade Klubnik and how he looked.
Yep.
And what I thought about him, what you thought about him.
Not bad. Just he was good.
Yeah, my biggest issue had nothing to do with Cade. It had to do with the fact that he only played 2 drives. Like, he needed to play more. I'm still very surprised by it. And one Jet fan called in, and I saw this certainly floated on social media, is that they don't want to create a quarterback controversy.
I could see that.
Well, then, if that's the case, are they going to be afraid to play Geno Smith and then he plays badly?
Well, that's the problem. Like, if you don't play Geno Smith and Cade Klubnik keeps playing and he keeps playing well, then you start to get this perception that maybe they're trying to push Cade Klubnik into this role as opposed to Geno Smith. And it's not the case.
I think it's the opposite because they only played him on 2 drives last week when he could have played the entire first half.
Yeah, but I think that was just it's probably rote. It's like you're the starter, and so the starters are playing two drives, and you're coming out after 2
But he's
drives.
not the starter. Like, I know he was the starter in theory for that game.
That game.
Yeah, but he shouldn't be treated like he's some NFL veteran who's taking his 2 drives.
Dude, I agree with that. But the challenge becomes if you know that Cade Klubnik is starting this game, he's not getting reps with the second team.
Right.
He's getting reps with the first team.
Right.
So you don't want to put him in an odd spot like Sam Darnold was put in that Geno Smith, and that was that Geno Smith? Yeah, that was the Geno.
The Snoopy Bowl where Sanchez got hurt?
That's right. You don't want to put him in a position where you're just a little bit unfamiliar with the guys you're playing with. So,
yeah, I get that. If it's up to me, and Aaron Glenn did not give a firm answer on his plan for Friday night, I'd play Geno for an entire half. Right. I don't think they'll go that far.
In the preseason, I mean, you're not looking for the competitive advantage. You're not saying
not for the game.
No, you're not. You're not during the week holding your plan close to the vest. You're not.
Well, then why because John did the same. John Harbaugh did the same thing. So I don't want to put him on a pedestal quite yet, even though I already have. But in terms of this answer, I do want to be consistent. When John Harbaugh was asked last week about guys playing, now he had a sense of humor about it. He's like, I'm not going to tell you. And it was very funny. Right now, I've said this before. He's got the media eating out of his hands. But he played the game, and he was like, I'm not telling you guys.
Right.
So Aaron Glenn's doing the same thing, just not in the same, I guess, jovial way as John Harbaugh. So then why do guys do that if, to your point, and I agree with you, there's no competitive advantage?
They're probably getting ready for their rhetoric during the regular season. Like, how am I talking about this?
They're having their practice.
They're practicing just like they have to practice. The players have to practice for the games. So that would
That's
be
not a good reason.
It's not. But it's just that's what I think it is.
Because, again, Aaron Glenn, not exactly loved by Jet fans right now. John Harbaugh is king of this town.
Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh gave the same I'm not giving you an answer last week as well.
Right.
I expect Geno Smith to play. If it was up to me, I'd see a lot of Geno. I'd see a lot of Cade Klubnik.
Well, I want to see him play just because I want to know.
Yeah. I think that's part of it.
I want to know what Geno actually looks like with the starters on this team.
I agree with you. And I'm trying to not let it change my view. My view is pretty consistent. I think Geno should be the week 1 starter. He gives them the best chance to win, and we'll go from there. Obviously, if things get bad, if he plays horrible, if he makes bad decisions, will there come to a point where I'm screaming, Cade Klubnik, Cade Klubnik? Yeah, sure. But at the beginning of the season, I'm not in that camp of, screw Geno, the season sucks anyway, start Cade Klubnik. I'm not doing that. But I understand that if Cade Klubnik outplayed him in a preseason game, I don't know what I do Monday at 10 a.m. Maybe I get irrational. I don't know. I hope not. I try to not be irrational. Let's go to Wayne in Weehawken, New Jersey. What's up, Wayne?
Hey, Wayne.
Hi, guys. Listen, I have an alternate take on the Lindor Tatis catch. Fans go to the games. They are told never to interfere with the play on the field or be subject to ejection. And there were 2 guys in the World Series, the Yankee Stadium, got kicked out of the stadium for ripping off Mookie Betts' glove, right?
Yeah.
And so I think maybe fans are afraid to become like Jeffrey Mayer or Steve Bartman, and get all over the news.
They may be, but remember, if the ball is hit to you, you have a right to catch it.
But if it's out of the field of play, you have the right to the ball.
Yeah, no one's saying lean over, which is what those guys did with Mookie Betts.
The Mookie Betts thing was because they were basically attacking him.
Yeah, they were jackasses.
Yeah, they were physically touching and preventing him from trying to make that play. So that's a little bit different than trying to catch a foul ball or a home run that's outside of the field of play. That's fair game for the ball, not against the player.
Yeah, it's a fine line. You got to be careful.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't want fan interference, but if a ball is hit to you, you have every right to try to make that play. Last night at Citi Field, those guys sat there. They did nothing. And I'm not ripping them for it. I'm just more observing, like maybe as fans, we need to reconsider what our obligations are when we are sitting first row right field.
Right.
Let's go to Bruce in Brooklyn. Hey, Bruce.
How you doing, guys?
What's up, man?
My question for you is, if the Jets season goes off rails early enough in the season, do you think that they could get number 1 picks for Breece Hall and for Garrett Wilson?
I think they could get a number 1 pick, if not multiple, for Garrett Wilson. I don't think they'd be able to do it for Breece Hall, but I don't want to do that.
Yeah, why would you do that? He's your number 1 receiver. He's bona fide star in the league. Why would you get rid of him and not have a replacement?
Right now, the Jets, see, there's a process to rebuilds. I'm sort of an expert on this, Tiki, because the Jets do it every 4 years. Like, I know a full well about rebuilds. I'm like an expert on it. You knock it all down, you collect a lot of assets, you give yourself flexibility when it comes to the cap. That's step 1. I think the Jets have already done that. Like, they have knocked it down. They traded Quinnen Williams. They traded Sauce Gardner. They gave themselves cap space and cap flexibility, right? Now you build it up. The Jets are building it up. They're no longer doing hey, let's trade Garrett Wilson, let's trade this player, let's trade that player. If they were going to do it, you do it last year. And we talked about it. I remember Tommy brought it up to us, said, they should trade Garrett Wilson. And I yelled at him, and we argued. I won, he lost. Well, at least in terms of the Jets doing it or not doing it. But that was his point. And I don't think he'd make that point today because now you have to build. Now you've got to construct a roster. And if the Jets are going to draft a young quarterback next year, which is still the likeliest scenario, you want to give him as many weapons as possible. And Garrett Wilson as a number 1 wide receiver and Breece Hall as this all-world running back, those are some pretty good weapons to give a young quarterback. So it is not something, Tiki, even if the Jets get off to a bad start, that I would consider.
Yeah, me either.
Thank you. We're on the same page. Daniel's in Houston. What's up, Daniel?
Hey, Daniel.
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up,
So
man?
this is, from my understanding, and listening for a while, this is a show about New York sports.
Yep.
But I've never heard you guys talk about the New York Red Bulls. And I think with the way they've been playing...
I'm the only person on the air that cares about soccer. That's why I do.
Do you watch the Red Bulls, Tiki?
I do watch. They're very streaky this year. They have a really great young player in Julian Hall. Emil Forsberg is still a good player, even though he's 33 or 4.
I haven't seen him do anything productive this season. Every time he's scored a few goals, but I just feel like he's dead weight on the field sometimes. I haven't seen him do anything.
Well, he was their international acquisition. He was brought here to help bring this team to some prominence. And look, they went to the MLS Cup a couple of years ago, and so they're a team. I mean, I don't want to call them like the Jets because they're not, but they're a team that's trying to find and build their identity right now. And Emil Forsberg, if they get really good, is probably not part of that because they're so young. I mean, they start 3 teenagers this season, so. They're a team that has a chance, but it's probably a couple years away. They got a new coach this year, the former ML, I'm forgetting his name now, top of my head, but they're a middling team right now. And yes, I can
Their coach is
understand.
Michael Bradley?
Michael Bradley. I can understand why you're frustrated by them, but they're also trying to build something, and they have a very young team right now.
Fair enough.
Wow, Daniel got dumbfounded. He called up and was like, you guys claim to be sports talk radio in New York. No one talks Red Bulls. And then Tiki dropped Red Bull breakdown on his ass. And Daniel's response was, oh.
Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
I mean, they can't lose games to Atlanta, who's bottom of the table.
That's unacceptable.
Right. Or
you can't lose to them.
Right. It's Philadelphia. They're a bottom team too, in the East at least. And so, look, soccer is a tough sport because not a lot of people to talk about on the rate because not a lot of people are watching it.
You just broke that crap down.
But they have a chance to be a good team. They have some talent that's exciting. I think they get a good they have a good fan base over there in Harrison at Sports Illustrated Stadium. I don't say they sell it out, but they get a lot of people that go. And if they get really good, it'll grow, right? Because they'll be successful and we'll talk about them. But right now they're middling.
That's right. Plus, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm an NYCFC kind of guy.
No, you're not.
What do you mean? No, I'm not.
You only like them because they're over at City.
I look at the stadium every night I go to City Field.
Well, they're basically the same team. They're sitting right next to each other in the table.
Yeah. We're brothers. We're sisters. Like, we're related to each other. And I feel like I've watched the birth of NYCFC because every night I go to City, and I go there often. I was there last night. I'm watching this stadium get built.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I feel like a proud father. And I tell my youngest son, because my oldest son doesn't care as much, I tell my youngest son, we'll go to opening night. We'll go to the first game.
With the new stadium?
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it'll be a cool stadium, too.
Didn't they win a championship in Yankee Stadium, though?
Yeah. They won a championship. They hung a banner.
Yeah.
So, no, they're traders. I'm not joining them in with the Mets.
Nah, we're a combo. We're a Yankee Met poo-poo platter.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Isn't it a joint venture, too?
I don't know. I thought it was a Yankee venture, and then they didn't want as many games at Yankee Stadium, and then the stadium couldn't get built in the Bronx. So they got it in Queens. I really don't know.
Yeah, the dynamics of that is confusing to me.
But Nico, what's your fandom?
Mets.
In all sports, quickly.
Mets, Islanders, Giants, Knicks.
Okay. So many years ago, and I don't know if you remember this, the Yankees and the New Jersey Nets partnered up. They created a group called Yankee Nets.
That's right.
And George Steinbrenner was like, yes, we're going to turn the Nets around. Now, at that point in my life, I'm a diehard New Jersey Nets fan, and I hate the Yankees. I mean, they're the dynasty Yankees. What do you want from me? Of course I hate them. And I remember saying to anyone who would ask me, how does this make you feel? How do you feel? You conflicted? I was like, dude, I'm a Nets fan. That has nothing to do with the Mets.
Yeah.
If the Yankees and George Steinbrenner can rub off on me and make my basketball team really good, sign me up.
Right.
And so I kind of look at the soccer thing as the same thing. Is it a Yankee thing? Is it a Met thing? I don't care. They're New York soccer team. Their stadium's right next to the City Field. If I'm going to pick a team to root for, and I am picking one, unlike my other teams that were kind of given to me, I'm going to pick this one. I don't care if they're related to the Yankees and that's it. It's not baseball. It's soccer. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it always just bothered me, though, from my perspective as a Giants-Mets fan. Anytime, like, for example, Eli Manning throws out a first pitch, he's always going to Yankee Stadium. He's not coming to Citi Field, and that always bothered me.
Hold on a second. What was your hockey team again?
Islanders.
Oh, okay. Yeah, hypocrite. You're a raging hypocrite.
How?
Oh, how? Oh, okay. How? How can you love one Garden team and despise another? When you sit at Madison Square Garden rooting for your beloved Knicks.
Why are you not a Rangers fan?
Well, the Islanders are Long Island, so my dad grew up an Islander fan. And the Nets were Jersey when he was growing up. He was a New York Knicks fan.
I get it, but when you're in the Garden watching the Knicks, what do you think of when you see those Ranger banners? Does it make you sick?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Is the Garden an arena that gives you goosebumps? Are you disgusted by that place? Or does it depend on what event you're seeing that night?
It depends on what event.
But you see what I'm saying?
Did you like Billy Joel?
I always have fun with the Garden because, to me, I universally hate Madison Square Garden, with respect, of course.
Right, because of the teams are all the opposite teams of your fandom.
If you split the baby and you're a Knicks Islander fan or you're a Rangers Nets fan, which is rare, but they exist, aren't you conflicted? That's more of a confliction than the Yankees and the Mets and soccer. Like, you're in the arena staring at banners of a team you hate. Think about that. And there's a lot of people out there that have that confliction. Like, there are more Knicks Islander fans than you realize because Nico perfectly laid it out. Hey, I'm from Long Island. The Nets didn't play there when I grew up, but the Islanders did, and I'm a Knicks fan. Like, I'm not blaming you for your fandom. There's a lot of people like you. There's less Nets Ranger fans, but they exist. I'm just saying, don't you feel weird? You're sitting there at the Garden, and you're like, I hate you. I love you. I hate you. I love you. Meanwhile, I go to the Garden, and I'm just like, I hate all of you. It's a very consistent thing.
And you're often in the Garden because you have season tickets.
Yeah, you love bringing that up.
I do. Closet Knick fan.
Stop with that. More of your calls coming up, 888-808-1019. Plus, Tiki Barber's the only one at this radio station, maybe Boomer Ken, I don't want to exclude him, who could try to explain what the hell's going on with the LA Dodgers to us and their corrupt owner. So we'll try to figure that out coming up. It's Evan and Tiki without Sean Morash on this very busy Wednesday.
Summer is heating up, and there's nothing more refreshing than an ice-cold Surfside iced tea and vodka or Surfside lemonade and vodka to break the heat. Made with real vodka, Surfside is only 100 calories and 0 bubbles. That's right, no carbonation. So it's easy to sip and enjoy no matter what your plans are this weekend. It's not a seltzer. It's Surfside. It's sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly.
Call now, and if you're caller number 6 at 866-540-WFAN, you'll have your chance to win a pair of tickets to see Dave Matthews Band at Madison Square Garden. What a perfect conversation. That's a good garden night,
love
right?
some D&B. Give me some Crush.
That's right.
Crash into you.
The big concert is coming up November 12th. It's from our friends at Live Nation. Tickets go on sale this Friday at 10 a.m. at Ticketmaster.com. Tune in tomorrow to The Carton Show at 3 o'clock for another chance to win.
This is an Odyssey Sports Minute.
There was a fight at the Dallas Cowboys-New Orleans Saints joint practice yesterday, with Cowboys defensive back Kalen Carson getting into it with New Orleans Saints tight end Brock Rechsteiner. Rechsteiner is the son of WWE Hall of Famer Scott Steiner. And out of all the players in the NFL to start something with, to start a fight with, why in the world would you pick the son of the big bad booty daddy? I'm Nick Costos.
When you've got real work to do, Metal Supermarkets will help you get it done fast. We've got a huge variety of metals in stock, and we cut to size fast. Bottom line, we get it done fast, so you get it done fast. Doesn't get easier than that. Metal Supermarkets, the convenient stores for metal. Find a store or buy online at metalsupermarkets.com.
I'm David Ortiz. When I lost my mom, she was only 46, and I lost my dad to cancer. It was the worst pain I ever felt. It made me think, what will happen with the people I love when my time is up? That's why I have life insurance. Ethos makes it easy. It's all online, take about 10 minutes, and you can get up to $3 million in coverage.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game. Paid testimonial. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter. Mostly sunny, high 87.
Weather brought to you by Duke's Mayo. Welcome to Duke's Mayo Country, where the mayo is so smooth and creamy, it makes every bite better. Duke's Mayo. Look for the yellow lid.
Head home in a new Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison during the Mercedes-Benz Welcome Home celebration, now through August 31st. Enjoy exceptional opportunities on the GLC and GLE and the C-Class sedan. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison, where luxury feels like home.
Summer's heating up and pest season is officially here. Mosquitoes, ticks, ants, and wildlife are becoming more active across the greater New York area as summer temperatures rise. Enjoy your summer, not the pests. JP McHale Pest Management helps protect your home, family, pets, employees, and customers all summer long. With local offices around the tri-state area, their local experts are ready with seasonal residential savings and free commercial inspections. Visit nopests.com. That's NOPESTS.com. JP McHale Pest Management, not just good, good guaranteed.
Orgavada Zona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Optimal Fibers in the house. Y'all know the number. 877-393-4448. Optimum Fiber, so fresh, so fine. Got another provider leaving behind. Come on, everybody, let's get online. $30 a month, gonna blow your mind. 5 whole years, don't hesitate. Lock it in now before it's too late. 877-393-4448. Terms apply. See optimum.com for details.
Hi, this is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. I've talked about how a construction accident took my father's leg. The heavy prosthetic he wore looked nothing like the high-tech limbs we have today. It was crude wood and metal, held together by bolts that dug into his skin and left painful ulcers. But the thing I remember about my dad is how he never complained. He put on his prosthetic leg and he went to work. He coached my baseball teams, danced, sang karaoke, and even loved to travel. He may have limped, but he always held his head up high and he lived with dignity. At D'Agostino & Associates, I spent over 35 years building a law firm that helps accident victims and those in need of their Social Security disability benefits. We fight till our clients get the money and dignity they deserve. So call us today at 1-800-BITE-BACK. That's 1-800-248-3222. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey. So don't tell me personal injuries aren't personal. I know what they can cost a family. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
For 100 years, London Jewelers has been part of life's most meaningful moments. From engagements and anniversaries to milestones, big and small, we've helped mark the moments that matter the most to our customers. Generations of families have trusted London Jewelers for exceptional craftsmanship, timeless design, and service that lasts a lifetime. As we celebrate a century of excellence, we thank you for being part of our story, and we look forward to the moments still to come. We invite you to visit London Jewelers at any one of their 6 locations. London Jewelers, celebrating 100 years of brilliance.
Did you know Skechers makes high-performance footwear for almost every sport you play? Here's what our athletes are saying.
Hi, I'm pro basketball player OG Anunoby. I dominate in Skechers basketball. Skechers delivers championship-level performance.
I'm WNBA star Jackie Young. Skechers keeps me quick, comfortable, and ready for anything.
And you can get high-performance Skechers and hands-free slip-ins technology. Just step in and perform.
I'm pro golfer Matt Fitzpatrick. I play in hands-free Skechers golf slip-ins.
Find yours at a Skechers store, Skechers.com, or whatever high-performance sports shoes are sold.
New Game Plus with Oxy makes your laundry smell incredible and fights stubborn smells, like the ones your dog Biscuit brought into your freshly made bed last night. But you washed that all away with Game, and now you're drifting asleep to the scent and sound of waves. Ah, nope, that's the dog licking your ear.
Biscuit.
It just might be our greatest scent ever, now with odor-fighting power. New Game Plus with Oxy.
Get the latest on the Giants and Jets on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
I will give you the fan perspective, and then Tiki will teach us what the hell is going on. But obviously, there have been stories coming out days upon days after days about Dodger ownership and Mark Walter, who's the head of Guggenheim, and the loans he's taken out, and how the federal government is investigating it, how he's selling the L.A. Dodgers, selling a soccer team. Mm-hmm. The L.A. Lakers, not the L.A. Dodgers.
Yeah.
And so naturally, the fan perspective is, tell us what he's doing illegal and how the Dodgers are a Ponzi scheme. Like, that's what fans want to hear. They want to hear that the L.A. Dodgers are a bigger cheating scandal than the Astros, that they were concocted under illegal terms. That's what we're hoping for. Now, I don't know if any of that's true. I'm just telling you that every time there's a story out about Mark Walter, that's what the baseball fan is hoping for. They're hoping that this is a scandal that not only breaks the Dodgers and rocks the Dodgers, but has us debating on Sports Talk Radio, what's a bigger cheating scandal? Fudging the numbers to sign players as free agents or sealing signs? With that said, what's going on with Mark Walter?
Also, Mark Walter is under federal criminal investigation. He's not been convicted of anything, but he has an insurance company that has brokered loans with other entities, and it feels inappropriate because some of them weren't disclosed. Now, this likely has nothing to do with the LA Dodgers, but it does add some questions to how his entities have done so much. So he bought the Lakers a year ago, and I think it was 2025. Yeah, they bought it 2025, and now they're selling it a year later. And the question is why? And I think the answer is always money, right? I told you this many times. The answer is money. Now ask me a question. And so the question with with Mark Waller's operations is, why is he trying to generate all this new income? One, by selling the the Lakers, which was 12 billion or something. I think it's 12.5 billion. He's also, with his partner Todd Bowley, selling Chelsea FC, which is a European soccer club, to the majority owners. I forget who the majority owners are, but they're generating more money. And I think the reason they're doing it is because they need to restructure a lot of these loans and things like that so that it comes in compliance with what the FCC or the FCC is looking for. Not the FCC, whatever the governing body is. And it feels like everything that the Dodgers are doing is because Mark Walter has so much capital to invest in these sports teams that it's allowing him to sign the Edwin Diaz's and the Shohei Ohtanis and all of these massive payroll that they have with the Dodgers. It's unrelated, I think, and I don't understand it fully, but the Dodgers have an advantage. One, because they have a sports network, Sportsnet LA, that invested $1.8 billion or whatever it is in that TV deal. It's one of the reasons they have so much money, but they also aren't paying the requisite number to Major League Baseball because it came out of bankruptcy, right? When they bought the Dodgers, 12 years ago, they were in bankruptcy. And so they got favorable terms from Major League Baseball with what they have to contribute back to Major League Baseball. Right. And as a result, because their TV deal, their regional network has so much money that it goes out for 15 years, that they can sign guys and then say, we'll pay you in 2035.
They have an unfair advantage, but that unfair advantage was created by Major League Baseball 100% to that.
100% it was created by Major League Baseball. And it almost feels like, I keep talking about this with the lockout, the potential work stoppage because of the salary cap. I almost think this is an owner thing. This isn't a player-owner thing, because other owners in Major League Baseball are looking at the Dodgers and saying, even if with our greatest effort, we could never do what the Dodgers do, because we don't have a regional sports network that's going to pay us so much money and give us favorable terms like Major League Baseball gave the Dodgers to compete with you financially. They can compete with them player-wise. You can develop your farm system. You can have young players come up and be great, but we can't do it the way that the Dodgers are. And so just like the lockout, whatever it was, 10 years ago, 15 years ago in the NFL, I think this is more about the owners having issues with the other owners. Now, we can get more detail on this. I can find out, but it feels like something untoward is happening because Mark Walter is in financial difficulties right now with complaints coming from the federal government. But it feels like he's going to work his way out of it.
Usually when the feds come after you,
I know,
you don't survive it.
But I think the way you survive it is by making it right. And so he's doing that by selling the Lakers.
But he's doing that by getting money elsewhere.
Yeah.
So would that come out of the LA Dodgers at some point?
They're separate. The problem is there's so many entities.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like 2, it's like 12. entities that you're moving money around or moving loans around or restructuring deals and things of that nature that make it okay. And now after you disclose all these things, he'll get cleared. But I don't think this is going to have an impact on the Dodgers, but it may have an impact on his other businesses.
What's amazing to me, and I know it's not related, but let me just describe to you how a lot of people view the LA Dodgers. There's a lot of smoke on a lot of different things that are unrelated to each other that seem to magically go away. Whether it was Shohei Ohtani and his translator, it goes away. Edwin Diaz and his cockfighting ring goes away. An investigation into the owner of the team. And you even say, hey, it probably ends with it going away. It makes a lot of fans not just be jealous of the amount of money that they spend, but look at all the things surrounding this franchise that just magically disappear.
And they keep winning.
And then they keep winning.
All right.
And
they keep getting better.
Well, it's funny the Dodgers keep getting better. Their story of the offseason was that they signed the best closer in the sport at the time in Edwin Diaz. It has been a colossal failure.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, maybe it is injury because he's going back on the IL. Edwin Diaz has been an unpitchable mess for the LA Dodgers. Can't explain why. It's just happening. Kyle Tucker cannot catch fly balls in right field.
That's all that.
And Dave Roberts won't even play him all the time at home because the crowd is so rough on him. That was the best position player in free agency this year. So the Dodgers continue to do their muscling of signing the best players, and they can backfire, and it doesn't matter.
Right.
They overcome it anyway.
They overcome it because they're so good.
Right.
Because they have so many other great players. They can afford to have – they can afford to miss. They can afford to pay a guy a ton of money, Kyle Tucker, Edwin Diaz, and miss and still be the best team in the National League. No, they aren't actually. It's probably the
They
the
aren't,
Braves,
but they are.
Yeah.
Because even if the Brewers have a better record, the Dodgers are far and away favorites to come out of the National League.
Right.
And everybody would say, talent-wise, they're the best team in the National League. So it doesn't even matter if they finish with the best record or not. I'm going to admit, I love the sport of baseball. I don't want there to be damage to it. Boy, I hope a lot comes out on the Dodgers. I hope the whole
they
thing
get their
crumbles.
comeuppance, so to speak.
I hope the Dodgers, I hope Mark Walter's forced to sell. I hope that before the sale, because of all the deferred contracts, they're forced to sell off every player. And the Dodgers are the Marlins of 98, where they're selling off a bunch of guys.
But who's taking those contracts?
It's a great point, Tiki. Not a lot of people.
Yeah,
because they have a lot of bad contracts.
Yeah, who's willing to pay Shohei Ohtani, I don't know, half of the $700 million contract a decade from now?
Ohtani may be the one, I guess, guy to overcome a bad contract because he's such a draw.
Yeah.
Like a franchise could say, my God, we trade for this guy. We'll just sell out every game. But just about every other contract, Freddie Freeman, Mookie Betts, Blake Snell, Edwin Diaz, like they're all bad contracts.
Yeah.
And honestly, they're all horrible.
Right, but they still win. And part of that is just credit to Dave Roberts. It's the culture that he's created, and there's a winning mentality, and is an urgency every day. You see it.
Well, you know what it is? And this is a broader discussion around David Stearns and Brian Cashman. I'll bring them into this discussion. And we hinted at it earlier with Alonso. But it's complicated, but it's so true. Free agent signings tend to end badly. Very few free agent contracts end, like at the end of it, where you're like, oh, it's great.
Especially when they're all so long.
They're long-term deals. They end badly. Brian Cashman gave Max Fried an 8-year contract. We all know the end of that's going to be bad. The end of the A-Rod contract was bad. The end of CC's second contract was bad. And that's not a knock on those guys. The end of long-term contracts tend to be bad. We're talking about the Dodgers, the end of the Freddie Freeman contract, the end of the Mookie Betts contract. They're bad. David Stearns is risk-adverse. And other than Juan Soto, he doesn't give out long-term contracts. Now, the negative to that is that, well, to get great players in the short term, you got to give long-term contracts. And if you're scared of the end of a contract, you're going to miss on a lot of people.
No, you definitely are. But there's a philosophy to this, and certain other teams do it. Like the Rams do this to an extent, not in the same capacity at all, not with the money, because it's a capped sport. Like you know what you can spend each and every year. But think about what Les Snead has done for the last half decade. Like he's sacrificing whatever development you're going to have by drafting a first round pick, by trading off your first round picks and trying to win now by signing veterans who know you can win now, even if it's a bad contract. And ultimately, it's worked for them. They won a championship. They've been to 2. and they're consistently one of the favorites in the NFC. And so it's a philosophy that certain general managers, owners, teams, organizations believe in, and there's only a handful of them. There's probably less than a handful of them that are willing to do it because it's very risky. And most teams, as you just were mentioning with David Stearns and the Mets, are risk averse. But sometimes in sports, you got to dare, right? You got to dare greatly, and if it falls apart, then it falls apart. But if it doesn't, and you have a better team and you win championships, that value is enormous.
Yeah, well, I think, let's use Fried as an example because he's hurt right now, and this is the second year of a long-term contract. And I think we could all admit year 6 of Max Fried's contract is very likely to be bad. If you can get 4 years of really good Max Fried, that's only half the contract. Yeah. Wouldn't we say, you know what?
And a championship.
It's
worth it.
It's worth it.
Yes.
So I think when it came to the Alonso discussion, well, they didn't want to give him 5 years. Year 1 so far, he's Pete Alonso.
Yep.
How many of those 5 needed to be good for you to say that was worth it?
Probably 3.
That would be my answer, by the way. 3.
And it's likely Pete Alonso is going to be good for the next 2 years after this one.
So if he's good for 3 years, but in year 4 and 5 he sucks, can you really tell me the Mets were smart to not give him a 5-year contract? Can you? I mean, you can if you want to. If you want to spin things.
I think the calculus for the Mets was, are we winning a championship in that time? So if we give him that deal and the last 2 were bad, do we get a championship?
Okay, I'm going to one-up you then. Let's use Garrett Cole. So the Yankees signed him to what turned out to be a 10-year contract. Or a 9-year contract because they ended up voiding the whole last year.
Right.
So how many years has he been here? This is his 7th year?
7th, yeah.
Holy crap.
It's already there.
It's already a good contract. Period.
And he's been great.
But they haven't won.
But they have not
won. So that
won.
championship argument I'm going to disagree with because if we're being fair about the Cole deal, it was a good one. Look at you.
Yeah.
Tiki Barber's name is on my screen because it's the oldest with 400 touches in a season. Curtis Martin, Walter Payton, Tiki Barber, and Christian McCaffrey. Good for you, bro.
Yeah. No, you used to carry the rock, man.
Yeah, you did. I'm sorry. I just glanced over and I got Pat McAfee on, and all of a sudden I see in big letters, Tiki Barber. That's my guy.
Yeah, that was a lot of touches I had that year.
Yeah. Curtis had you beat by 1, but it was close.
He did. He did. Well, Curtis was the man. He was just always the man. But the point is, like, when you make a calculated decision to give what ultimately is going to be a bad contract, it better pay off. And I think it's one of the reasons that Yankee fans are frustrated by the lack of a championship.
But was the Garrett Cole contract a good contract?
I think it was.
I think it's a no-brainer.
Because you've gotten a lot out of it. He's done what he's needed to do, save for the year he had a UCL surgery. So other than that 1 year, and I guess a little bit of the following, Garrett Cole has been exactly what you wanted. He takes the ball, he gets on the mound, he's dominant, and he's what you paid for. The challenge becomes with the Kyle Tucker contract or the Edwin Diaz contract, where you paid this money, and then not even forget 6 years from now, the immediate year, they're bad. And so...
then it's a disaster.
It's a disaster.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know how you can look at either one of those contracts and say, yeah, that was worth it. Now, if they ultimately win, which it seems like they might do anyways, it's like, no harm, no foul.
Yeah. I would say with Garrett Cole, so again, they signed him to a 9-year contract at age 29 going into the 2020 season. Not his fault that the pandemic took away half the year. He has had full seasons in every year, except, in fairness, the last 3 years.
Yep.
He missed half of 24. He missed all of 25. It's going to be less than half of 26, but he missed a little bit of 26.
Right.
And I would argue with anybody who wants to have the argument that the discussion is over. That was a good contract.
It was.
And he still has 2 years left, and they didn't win a World Series, and they only went to 1. And unfortunately, you think of him not getting off the mound in Game 5 of the World Series, and I'd still tell you it was a good deal. And that's the risk of free agency.
Yeah.
But I think most Yankee fans would agree it was a good contract.
I would say it's a good contract. And so when you look at, if they win a championship this year, because they can. Right?
Absolutely.
They're going to go to the postseason.
Well, then it's an easy discussion.
And then it becomes moot. You just say he was great for the 7 years that he's been here, now the 8th year or 9th even next year, that he's or 2 years from now, I should say, and they win a championship, it's so worth it.
No doubt. No question about it. So I think you have to look at free agency and say, you're not looking for all of it to be great. You're looking for a part of it to be great.
Right.
Unfortunately, or not unfortunately, Tucker and Diaz are in year 1s of shorter-term contracts. Like, those are not 10-year contracts.
No.
Edwin signed a 3-year deal.
Yep.
If year 1 sucks,
right.
Time's ticking on it being a good contract.
Right. I mean, he's got to have a great year next year.
Which he may. And in fairness, because remember 2019 with the Mets, his first year with the Mets was a disaster. But as bad as 2019 was, not nearly as bad as 2026 with the Dodgers. Far worse. Let's go to Joe on Long Island. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
All's well, man.
What's up?
I was listening to the Dodger thing yesterday on Craig's show with Governor Christie.
Yes.
And I love sports, and I listen to WFAN to get sports and, some other stuff which is entertaining. But that show opened up with Chris Christie taking a cheap shot at the Trump family and somehow connecting them to the Dodgers' financial shenanigans.
I actually listened to him talk.
He did.
No, he didn't. He just mentioned that one of the Kushners was a part of buying the Dodgers. Josh Kushner.
Yes.
That's not a shot at the Trump. It was just the facts.
No, the Lakers.
The Lakers. I apologize,
Right.
not the Dodgers.
Yeah, the Lakers.
And then turned around and sold it. So
that's who Mark Walter is selling the Lakers to. Kushner and Bob Iger.
I think our last caller, and I don't blame you because this happens sometimes, I think you're looking for a political attack that didn't exist.
Well, it
didn't exist.
There's a connection, but it's murky.
Right, but it wasn't drawn by the governor.
It's not like you're looking through a pane glass window.
Yeah.
You're looking through like a church window that has a mural on it. And
but I'm just saying.
I can kind of see what you're talking about, because let's not forget that Josh Kushner was also part of the FIFA controversy that happened with Infantino, where he was trying to sell like the marketing rights to the World Cup to private entities, including a Josh Kushner-led entity. It obviously got shot down because all of the governing bodies in soccer, not just the Europeans, but in the United States and the Chinese, all of them said this is absolutely not acceptable.
Right.
And so that one felt tied to Trump because of his connection with Infantino and his relationship with FIFA. This one doesn't feel that way.
Well,
even though it's loosely connected, if you look through that stained glass window.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I heard the governor, and while he may have shilled out for the Mets, and I'll rip him for that, he didn't take any cheap political shots. So that's just incorrect. I listened, so I can fact check you on that. If I didn't listen, I'd say, I didn't know. I'd have to check the free Odyssey app. But, that was totally fine. The only problem I have with him is don't tell me the Mets only sucked because of injuries. And that's ridiculous.
They also sucked because of injuries.
It didn't help.
With Juan Soto being hurt a lot.
It didn't help.
Lindo being hurt a lot. But really, the problem was it's poorly constructed team.
That's it.
The pitching staff was horrendous for the first part of the season. And the only reason it's good now is because you went to your farm system. You brought up all the kids.
No, absolutely. I mean, let's just be honest about it. Like, it didn't help that Juan Soto missed time. It didn't help that Lindor missed time. Of course, I'm not denying that. But I don't think in a world where they're healthy, the Mets are having some kind of banner season.
Right.
They had a bad year for more reasons than just bad luck. Dom is in Howard Beach. What's up, Dom?
Hey, Dom.
Hey, what's up, guys?
All's good.
Good afternoon. Got a pretty funny story, actually.
Yeah.
So I played Madden 2027, big Jets fan, and regular season starts, they cut Geno Smith. Hey, Klubnik is the starting quarterback for the New York Jets.
Oh, wow.
And I'm looking around. I'm like, where did Geno go? Did they trade him? Did they do anything with him? They cut him. They cut him so fast.
I mean, I can't see that happening.
What are the lessons of Madden 27?
IRL, that's not happening. But, I mean, if Geno Smith is not anywhere near the answer, I could actually see that happening.
Here's how
it won't, because who else is playing quarterback?
Here are how things are going to play out. Can I give you the spoiler alert prediction on the Jet season? And I want to preface this by saying I hope I'm wrong.
Go ahead.
I'm not saying this because I'm rooting ill will on a team I'm a season ticket holder to and want to watch win. Geno Smith's going to start. He'll have a good game early in the season. Maybe week one. Maybe week one. Maybe a Justin Fields kind of moment. He will then struggle. The Jets will lose more than they win. By the 7th week of the season, guys like me, Joe, when he joins us, will be screaming, can we see what we have in this Clay Klubnik guy?
Yep.
Geno will then get hurt,
it's
unfortunately.
the same story, by the way, that we've heard multiple times over multiple years.
That's how I know, because I've seen this story before. He'll get hurt after Aaron Glenn refuses to go to Clay Klubnik. He will play. He'll be mediocre. Geno will probably return for a game or two, and then Klubnik will play the rest of the year. The Jets will win 4 games, and we'll draft our quarterback next year. And Geno will be gone, and he will enter the dustpan of New York Jets history.
Mm-hmm.
That's likely is the way this whole thing is going to play out.
Yeah.
Now, I hope it plays out like Geno Smith has a career season, the Jets win 11 games, and he writes the finish to the greatest story ever written. Geno returns home, and the Jets win the Super Bowl. I would love for that to be the story. But that's not going to be the story. I'm just telling you what I hope is the story.
Spoken from the mind of a negative Jet fan.
Am I wrong?
You're probably right.
Spot the lie.
Because we've seen it too many times.
There you go.
History tends to repeat itself.
No doubt about it. More of your calls coming up at 888-808-1019, plus a very interesting basketball question that I was asked yesterday that I'm trying to give a fair answer to. I'll let you know what it is coming up. It's Evan Tiki without Sean Morash as we take you until 2 o'clock this afternoon. Contractors, when deadlines are tight, you need a supplier that moves as fast as you do. Windorama stocks the Northeast's largest selection of in-stock Andersen windows and doors. Ready for same-day pickup or next-day delivery? Need custom assemblies? They're built in-house. And for 3 days only, August 25th through the 27th, save 10% on Andersen and Therma-Tru during Windorama's flash sale. Plus, Rama Rewards for Pros earns up to 2% back, plus free delivery. Windorama for Pros, your job, your deadline, your team. Visit WindowRamaForPros.com.
Sponsored by Ray Cattina Mercedes-Benz of Edison and also by the New York State Thruway Authority. Imagine that your workplace is inches from traffic and a car flies by drifting because someone checked their phone. People work here. They trust you. Don't drive distracted. Funded by the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration with a grant from the New York State Governor's Traffic Safety Committee.
25 days until the Jets kick off the season against the Titans. Talk about Gang Green here on The Fan, 101.9 FM, and always available on the Odyssey app.
Las Vegas was built for stars. And on August 22nd, 2 of boxing's biggest take center stage. Rolly Romero never follows the script.
This is my game.
Teofimo Lopez has never needed one.
This guy's got a big mouth.
For years, they've had plenty to say.
All you do is talk.
But with World Championship gold on the line, can they back it?
Teo, I'm here. I'm going all in.
It's time to put up or shut up. Rolly Romero versus Teofimo Lopez. August 22nd.
I'll shut you up.
Watch on DAZN and DAZN on Prime Video.
BetMGM Sportsbook knows baseball season is in full swing, and BetMGM, an official sports betting partner of Major League Baseball, is giving players another reason to watch their favorite team. Make every strikeout, stolen base, and home run mean even more with an odds boost token. It's easy to use. All you have to do to take your extra shot at extra winnings is log into your existing BetMGM account. Then, make any qualifying MLB bet and activate your token. If your bet wins, you'll receive extra winnings. Ready to take your excitement into extra innings? Log into BetMGM to get your MLB odds boost token and give your next baseball bet a boost. BetMGM and GameSense remind you to play responsibly. Gambling problem? Call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. See BetMGM.com for terms. 21 years of age or older to wager and physically present in New York only. Existing customer offer subject to eligibility requirements. Rewards vary and expire in 1 to 7 days.
Wow, the summer is just flying by, folks, and so are your chances to save big during the Ford Summer Sales event going on right now. You have to check out the great lease deals and the big cash bonuses on the full lineup of Ford trucks, including the fun-to-drive Ranger. How about the city-loving Maverick and the best-selling Ford F-Series? Plus, now you can get a complimentary 2-year maintenance plan. The deals are hot and the clock is ticking, folks, but you better hurry. Summer isn't going to last, and neither are these deals. So get to your local Ford store today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 877 Cars for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now or go to carsforkids.org.
7 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/team. That's ZipRecruiter.com/team.
ZipRecruiter.
This is the story of the one who keeps multiple buildings running smoothly day after day. Plumbing that flows, HVAC that hums, cleaning supplies that keep surfaces sparkling. That's why she counts on Grainger. With easy reordering online and 24/7 support, Grainger helps her keep the products she needs on hand. So shelves stay stocked and buildings stay ready. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Tune in to Odyssey Mets Radio on 880 AM. Brought to you by the #1 Westbury Toyota Construction Sale.
Head home in a new Mercedes-Benz from Mercedes-Benz of Edison. The Mercedes-Benz Welcome Home Celebration is here, where you'll find exceptional opportunities to drive home luxury. Now with special offers on the versatile GLC and GLE SUVs and C-Class sedan. Whether you choose gas, hybrid, or all-electric, Mercedes-Benz of Edison will help you find the perfect fit for your lifestyle. But hurry, the Welcome Home Celebration ends August 31st. Visit Mercedes-Benz of Edison, where luxury feels like home.
Hey, Salicata here for CertaPro Painters, and my wife is still satisfied by my good friends at CertaPro Painters. They work fast and clean, and if she's happy, you better believe I'm happy. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call. 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
It's fall, which means you're going to fall so hard for this Dunkin' $6 meal deal. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. All for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. So wherever you're headed, work, school, the gym, or your next adventure, your breakfast or afternoon pick-me-up is covered. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way. Order Dunkin's $6 meal deal now.
At Town Fair Tire, New England's largest name brand discount tire dealer, you get it all. The guaranteed lowest price, the most free services, and we accept all valid rebates from any manufacturer and from our competition. Yes, we accept them all, even competitor rebates. Town Fair Tire, New England's largest discount tire dealer, now with over 120 stores from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
Before you drive, check in with your crew. Buzzed or high, you're not okay to drive. Pass your keys to a sober driver, call a ride, or crash on a couch. You have options. Driving impaired isn't one of them. A message from the New Jersey Division of Highway Traffic Safety.
Paramount Plus is your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS. That means all the unforgettable moments, all the marquee matchups, and all the can't-miss football are all on Paramount Plus. See you Sunday.
Orgavattazona? Is that a word? In the 2026 Kia Sportage Turbo Hybrid, it might as well be, because it can be one road trip. It's all about turbocharged power and hybrid efficiency working together, so you get the thrill of quick acceleration and the satisfaction of fuel efficiency. Book a test drive and keep the adventure going. Kia, movement that inspires.
Call 800-3334-KIA for details. Always drive safely.
Got something to say about the Jets, the Giants, the Yankees, or Mets? Don't just yell at the radio. Get on it. Call the Fan at 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. You're streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS all season long.
It's now time for the Fan Focus, and how about the show that the Brewers put on last night? They beat the Mariners 22-0. Tying the largest shutout win in the modern era. It was actually a 1-0 game going into the 5th, but then the Brewers scored 5 in the 5th, 5 in the 6th, 2 in the 7th, and 9 in the 8th to beat Seattle 22-0.
Crazy. Julio Rodriguez forgot how many outs there were. That's what added to the deficit. And it makes me think of a game in the early 2000s the Yankees played against the then Cleveland Indians where they lost 22-0 or 21-0.
Yeah.
I think it was 22-0, so I guess that's what they tied.
It was just a tie.
And what I remember from that game, and I am still looking for the audio, I am still on a mission, is that John Sterling, after the game was over, reminded everybody it's one game. It counts the same. And he sang, "The sun will come out tomorrow."
The Annie version.
Yes. He went full, I'm giving you the Annie version to remind you, it's one game. It all counts the same. So I'm still on a mission to find that audio. Now, speaking of audio, the owner of the New York Mets, Steve Cohen, has decided today of all days, August 19th, 2026, before the Mets wrap up a 3-game series against the Padres and a homestand, a 6-game homestand that so far has seen them go 4-1. So they've got a chance to have a 5-1 homestand following a 6-3 road trip. He decided to meet the media. So I've seen parts of it. I have not been able to listen to all of it because, we're on the radio. So would you like to hear some of the owner of the New York Mets?
Yeah, let's hear it. I'm sure he said much of the same.
All right, let's start off and tell me if you got it ready, Nico, when he was asked about the trade deadline. Let's hear Cohen on the Mets trade deadline. Steve, what'd you think? Was it a good deadline? Did you like the deadline? Were you all inspired by the trade deadline? Take it away.
What did you like about the trade deadline? I know you mentioned liking it. Just what are some of the best parts of your
Well, I mean, I don't know the players, right? But I'm just looking at the results like you're looking at the results, right? I mean, they look pretty good, right? Now it's over a short period of time. But, when you look and see the value we got back, lots of different types of players, which is kind of fun. And it's a great infusion of young talent in our system, and I'm hoping that works out.
So Steve basically said, I'm like you guys. I have no idea. I Googled them. I went on Baseball Reference.
Right. I think they're good.
I think they're good. I hope that one of them turns into Pete Crow Armstrong. Remember, I signed off on that trade a few years ago. Not David Stearns' fault. That was, what's his name's fault? One of the many general managers we went through. Zach Scott's fault. All right, this is the one I want to hear. Hey, Steve, what do you think about what's going on with the Dodger ownership stuff? Boy, if I was Steve Cohen, I'd spike the football on Mark Walter's face. I'd make comments, baseball made a Steve Cohen tax. They're worried about me. Look at that douche cheating and stealing. I don't think Steve's going to do that, but let's hear Steve Cohen on the Dodger situation.
Steve, we've put the Dodgers on such a pedestal as kind of the paragon team, the spending and all that. They've had troubles on the field with some of their free agents, haven't been performing. Off the field recently, there's been some stuff with ownership. What do you make of what's been going on over there?
Yeah, listen, I read what you read. It's an investigation. You don't really know exactly, where it's going. I hope, Mark can figure it out and put it behind him. Dodgers are still a strong team. They have strong revenues. Solid process. I think the Dodgers are going to continue to be a good team.
I don't think that's what he wants to say.
He held back.
Yeah, he wants to be like those.
He pulled his punch on that one for sure.
Those bastards.
That was a Hollywood uppercut.
Absolutely. Now, this is the one I think people want to know. They want to hear more about his opinion on David Stearns.
The man from Milwaukee.
Now, remember, it was a month ago. He said, I'm committed to David Stearns. He also liked the trade deadline, so you can imagine the flowers he's going to throw at David Stearns.
Stearns is a moron.
I don't think Steve's going to say that. Here's Steve Cohen on the future of David Stearns.
What goes into your commitment to David in the front office right now?
Listen, I'm committed to David. I've said that before. We're going to move forward, and I thought we had a great trade deadline. Listen, David is smart. He knows what he's doing. He's very adaptable. He learns from mistakes, and that's what I want in a leader.
How about that?
Yeah, look, he knows that they took a lot of risk this offseason signing some of the free agents that they did. Jorge Polanco is now on the IL. Season-ending surgery, I believe he's going to have. And look, that was a bad one. He had a terrible season and was not going to be a part of anything they're doing now or in the future. And so he's not going to be on this team next year. And so David Stearns, as Steve Cohen just said, needs to be adaptable. He also needs to be better. some of these decisions that he makes if he's going to keep making decisions like this in the offseason.
No doubt about it. By the way, as much as I made fun of him yesterday for claiming we didn't talk about something that we talked about, I got to give Carton a lot of credit on something I want to bring up to you. Because I mentioned before about this Dodgers situation that the dream is, the Dodgers crumble and Mark Walter sells the team. And we talked about, boy, there's no contract people would want. And I said, well, maybe someone would take Ohtani's contract. Completely forgot about this. And Craig tweeted this, so I give him credit. Ohtani's got a clause in his contract that he can opt out if the Dodgers change ownership.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I don't think they're changing ownership.
Or
though.
Andrew Friedman leaves his role. So I think it's two parts. It's not just Mark Walter selling, or Andrew Friedman, the president of baseball operations, leaves their role with the organization. Ohtani, and I remember, now that he brings it up, I remember it happening when the contract was signed, how interesting it was that he has that in his deal.
Right.
So he has that in his deal if the Dodgers are forced to sell. Keep that in mind.
Yeah. I don't see it happening. I don't foresee it happening because they're going to be successful. And if you're Andrew Friedman, why would you want to leave that? And if you're Mark Walter, why would you want to get rid of an organization or a franchise that is making money? It's one of the few in baseball.
Unless he has to.
Pay off unless he has to. But it seems like he's tried to do that with his other sports properties.
The other thing to keep in mind is that looking at Ohtani's contract, I don't think he'll exercise the clause. Like, he may have that right, but looking at the ridiculous amount of money the Dodgers are paying him, and the fact that it seems he really likes L.A., I don't think he's looking to leave. I just would be very surprised that if all these things occur, that he would even opt out.
Yeah, from a financial standpoint, it's best for Shohei Ohtani because of the Japanese market that he's crushing right now. And we don't even know the full extent of his off-field revenues, but you got to believe it's enormous. And L.A. suits that for him.
Well, and also, and you help me on this, remember $680 of the $700 million is deferred without interest, and it's paid out between 2034 and 2043, which means he's barely seen any money from the Dodgers.
Yeah.
If he opts out, does he walk away from that?
I think he does.
Then he's not opting out.
Yeah. I mean, why would he?
There you go.
I mean, he did the deal that way so that they could sign other players, right? So they could have this runway from now until 2034 to sign whoever they need to and keep the team viable for a championship every single year. And it's in some ways unselfish, even though it's hard to say that when it's a $700 million big guaranteed contract.
Right.
That, when he's long done playing baseball, he's going to be, keep trending towards being a billionaire. That would be ludicrous. So I don't see him opting out.
Interesting,
even if Andrew Friedman decides to leave.
Completely agree with you. Good pull by him, but yeah, just looking at the contract, I don't think he'd exercise it. Anyhow, all this talk about money and the Dodgers, I don't know about you, it's got me hungry. So, Nico, would you mind feeding us?
Sean Moraes in the booth, somebody hide the castle. Optics flying, phones ringing, Evans yelling, no! Tiki's laughing, chaos cracking, nobody's in control. It's Cinco de Roncho. Bam! Crunch! Let's go!
Cinco de Luncho is brought to you by Helix Wireless, connecting everything everywhere. And we'll switch things over to the American League side in New York baseball. That's the Yankees. I'm going to give you the top 5 biggest threats to the Yankees in the American League.
Ooh. Can you even come up with 5? Anyhow, go ahead.
Here we go! Number 5.
All right, so number 5, even though they're not in a playoff spot technically at the moment, I'm going to go with the Toronto Blue Jays.
Yeah, that's called shrapnel from last year. That's PTSTOR from last year. Like, you lost to them. It's like, I don't want to go to that ballpark again.
Number 4.
Similar situation for number 4, a little PTSD. I'm going to go with the American League West leading Houston Astros.
I was curious where you'd put them because, Yordan Alvarez is having this all-world year, but the Astros, and Jose Altuve is still there, even if he's not the same player. They are unrecognizable from the teams of past.
Right.
And they're a 500 team.
Yeah, they're 500. It's not like they're great, but they're leading the division. They're likely to make the postseason. So could you imagine getting back into whatever round it is and end up losing to them again, even though they're average and you should be great?
Well, just remember that round would be the ALCS, just the way the format is.
Right.
Like, that's where they play them. Like, it wouldn't be anywhere else. It'd be the American League Championship Series.
Number 3.
All right, number 3. I'm going with the Tampa Bay Rays. I know they have the best record in the league, but there's something about them that doesn't seem like I just think the Yankees would have a good chance of overpowering them.
Well, one advantage they'd have is that they'd have home field advantage all the time. They'd go play Tampa in a division series. There'd be more Yankee fans there for every game. They'd have that going for them.
Number 2.
Number 2, the Boston Red Sox. Obviously, the red-hot stretch as of late, and boy, that'd be fun to see Yankees-Red Sox again in the playoffs.
Who the hell did you put number 1?
Yeah.
Number 1.
Number 1, I put themselves.
Come on.
I mean, it's true. The Yankees always find a way to choke in October, and this year, out of all the years, I think they, with a fully healthy roster, are the best roster in the AL. So if they don't get to the World Series, it's on them.
Yeah, it's a cheap way out, but
it's true.
It's kind of right.
True.
Yeah,
it's also true.
But
there also
two things can be true.
There wasn't a fifth team to even put in there because everybody else just sucks in the AL. So
I think the threat would be, just to poke Met fans, Pete Alonso dominating you in an ALCS.
Yeah,
he just hits 5 home runs, and Met fans are pissed off because he should have been ours. You're pissed off, but. No, you're probably right. What threat? Is the Chicago White Sox a threat?
No, it doesn't feel like it.
Are one of these under 500 wild card teams a threat? The Texas Rangers? I mean, I know you mentioned Toronto, but that's the PTSD of last year. I think that you are right. The biggest threat to the New York Yankees is the New York Yankees. But we got to give Tampa some credit. Yeah. I know they've cooled off recently, but they have built a lead in the American League East.
Yeah.
They've got talent. They've got an MVP candidate on their team in Junior Caminero. They have talent on the team. The Boston Red Sox do feel like still a threat because they did go through that little slump where they lost 7 of whatever it was, 9 or 10 or whatever the number was. But the last 2 games, playing the Diamondbacks, they scored 20 runs. So it feels like they're back to when they were just mashing for the last, whatever it was, month and a half. So it's I'd say probably Boston's number 1, even though you can't help but look at the Yankees themselves. But I think the Yankees are going to get better. So I don't think that's going to continue as this rest of the regular season plays out and once you get into the postseason. Their lineup is going to get better. The pitching is going to hopefully stay the way it is, barring, knock on wood, in more injuries to their starting rotation. But I think their lineup gets better. And so the Yankees themselves fall down that list, and I think it's the Red Sox. Good afternoon to Warren in Maine. What's going on, Warren?
What's up, Warren?
Yeah, howdy. Yeah, I'm a Long Island native, but I moved to Maine 26 years ago. But I was driving back to Maine. I'm like, geez, I can still get you on the radio. Massachusetts, I got to give you a call. Yeah, interesting that conversation you were having about the fan interference because last night we were at that bar in Albany with my brother, and Yes was playing that Orioles Yankees game where the fan reached out on the Derek Jeter fly ball and took it out. And then I'm telling him, I'm like, he's just casual baseball, like he doesn't follow it, doesn't know all the current rules. I'm like, oh yeah, watch this. Is where the fan takes the ball away from the outfielder.
And what's amazing about that play is that I'm not saying the Yankees wouldn't have won the series and they wouldn't have won the World Series, but it does feel like the trajectory of the 96 Yankees could have been far different if Jeffrey Mayer didn't slightly reach over and make that catch. Or if the right call was made by Richie Garcia, which is fan interference out.
Right.
So it's one of the big what-ifs in sports history. And I know that the Yankee fan, we would have done it anyway. Would have beat the Orioles.
Right.
And maybe you would have. I don't know.
But it was just a play.
But it was a play that changed game 1 of the ALCS, a game that they won and a series that they won in 5.
Right.
Like Bernie's game-winning hit game-winning home run may not happen if Jeter doesn't tie the game. So it's crazy, and it's the most infamous. Think about how long it's been now. 1996. How many years ago is that now? 2006, 2016. 30 years. Oh, that should be easy math.
Yeah, I know. It's a 6 at the end.
30 years.
Wow.
I had this observation the other day, and maybe it's because we're old, because I'm old too.
Mm-hmm.
When it was 1998, 1993 felt like a long time ago. Like 5 years, it was like a major gap in time. Now, 20 years ago feels like yesterday. The gap in time, is that an age thing?
It is, because they all smash together. The years feel like tighter together, but when you're young, you feel like you have forever.
That's probably it, right?
So once you start to get a little bit older, it's like, man, I'm older now. And it's like, how many more years do I have? And so it speeds up, even though it doesn't actually.
It doesn't speed up. It's exactly the same. The Earth is still rotating in the same way. And yet 10 years ago between 93 and 2003 feels like an eternity in everything.
Mm-hmm.
But the difference between 2016 and 26 doesn't feel like an eternity. It's really a bizarre thing.
Right.
We'll get back to your calls next. 888-808-1019. Evan and Tiki without Sean Morash.
This is an Odyssey Sports
If you were
Minute.
to ask someone to name the best teams in the NFC this season, I'd bet they would say the Los Angeles Rams and the Seattle Seahawks, and it makes sense. The Rams are absolutely loaded, the Seahawks defending Super Bowl champions. But there's a team in the NFC West that's flying under the radar, and it's not the Arizona Cardinals. Kyle Shanahan and the San Francisco 49ers. I think the Niners will beat the Rams Week 1 in Melbourne. Don't sleep on San Fran. I'm Nick Costos.
Onyx, I keep having stomach issues. Please make me a doctor's appointment.
Okay, are you suffering from diarrhea, bloating, gas, or oily stools? If so, you may want to ask your doctor if it could actually be a problem with your pancreas, called exocrine pancreatic insufficiency, or EPI.
My pancreas? How is EPI treated?
A prescription medicine like Creon, pancrelipase, is used to treat people who can't digest food normally because their pancreas doesn't make enough enzymes. Creon is the #1 prescribed treatment for EPI.
Creon may increase your chance of fibrosing colonopathy, a rare bowel disorder. Tell your doctor if you have a history of intestinal blockage or scarring or thickening of your bowel wall, if you are allergic to pork, or if you have gout, kidney problems, or worsening of painful swollen joints. Call your doctor if you have any unusual or severe gastrointestinal symptoms or allergic reactions. Take Creon as directed by your doctor, and always with food. Do not chew capsules, as this may cause mouth irritation. Other side effects may include blood sugar changes, gas, dizziness, sore throat, and cough. These are not all the side effects of Creon. You can learn more at 1-800-633-9110.
Before your appointment, visit creoninfo.com. That's CREON info.com.
It's 5 o'clock. Your employees are headed home, but you're still updating spreadsheets, switching between software, and wondering where the day went. There's a better way. Odoo brings accounting, sales, inventory, CRM, and more together in one fully integrated platform. So you spend less time managing software and more time running your business, because your workday should end eventually. Try Odoo free at odoo.com. That's ODOO.com.
My name is Whitney Allen, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought we'd ever have to use life insurance, but the unexpected happened. With Ethos, signing up was fast and 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage. I'm grateful we were prepared.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/radio. That's ethos.com/radio. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Save smarter and enjoy more with the great CD rates offered by Flushing Bank, a division of Ocean First Bank. Whether you're planning ahead or growing your savings, now is a great time to lock in a competitive rate. Visit flushingbank.com today. Member FDIC.
Verizon Small Business Days are happening right now. If you're a small business owner, Verizon business experts are ready to meet with you one-on-one to deliver expert support, special offers, and everything your business needs. It's great because they'll work with you to make sure you've got the best tech and plans to help you and your business get the win. Score a meeting with a Verizon business expert during Small Business Days, August 17th through the 30th. Call 1-800-483-4428 or go to verizon.com/smallbusiness.
Todd, do we still have time to make this the summer at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram?
John Montone, of course. There are still incredible deals to be had at Ramsey during the Make This the Summer event.
You must be speaking of the low lease options for a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee Laredo Altitude 4x4. Just $379 a month for 36 months, $48.68 total due at signing, or purchase with 0 APR financing for 36 months.
Or lease a new 2026 Jeep Grand Cherokee L Limited 4x4 for as little as $429 a month for 36 months and just $49.18 total due at signing. Or purchase with 0% APR financing for 36 months.
This is your last chance to make this the summer with some hot deals at Ramsey Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram.
Exceptional people, exceptional deals.
Call 833-853-2969 for details. Tax title registration extra. 0 security deposit. VIN number TC258760. MSRP 49605. VIN number T8599538. MSRP 53255. APR 2778 per month for 1000 finance. Expires 8/31/26.
This is John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. Accident victims, I understand how an accident can turn your world upside down. You're in pain. You need medical care. You can't work. You're struggling to pay your bills, and you don't have a clue what your rights are. So what do? Call the first law firm that pops up on the internet? Look for the best website? Or say, hey, find me a lawyer? The options are endless, but the answers are simple. Ask around. Read reviews and go with your gut. Great law firms build great reputations. I built D'Agostino & Associates one client at a time by doing the right thing for accident victims just like you. Our clients know my team cares, and we're going to fight to get you every dollar you deserve. So call me today at 888-24-LAW-24. That's 888-24-LAW-24. We have offices throughout New York and New Jersey, and we'll come to you. I've been there, and I'll be there for you. D'Agostino Law. Bite back.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
You're still glowing, flirting, grooving. You've still got it. But your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight illnesses like pneumococcal pneumonia and RSV. Vaccines are a key part of any health routine and can help protect you from getting really sick. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. See more at PfizerForAll.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
T-Mobile has an exclusive bundle for customers 55 and up.
I'm Sarah Bowl.
Yeah, I'm Frank Bowl.
A reliable network is key for us. And with T-Mobile, it's been wonderful. And going to the 55 plus plan saved us so much money.
A lot.
And that's important. Trying to keep costs down. The home internet's been perfect. It's fast, it's quick. The setup was so easy, it took less than 15 minutes.
It was like, ta-da! If you want simplicity, coverage, reliability, you want the whole package, T-Mobile has it. Right now, T-Mobile customers 55 and up can get 2 phone lines on America's best network, plus America's fastest 5G home internet for just $30 each.
$30 per month each line with autopay plus taxes and fees. Minimum age 55. Pricing for home internet rely on 2 lines of Essentials Choice 55. $35 connection charge per line required. Best mobile network and fastest 5G home internet based on analysis by Ookla of Speed Test Intelligence data 2H 2025. All rights reserved.
Our friends at Town Fair Tire remind you that at Town Fair Tire, you always get the guaranteed lowest price on name brand tires from Connecticut to Maine. Nobody beats Town Fair Tire. Nobody.
Talk sports with Craig Carton and Chris McMonagle on The Carton Show. Afternoons from 2 to 7 on WFAN, WFAN FM, WFAN FM HD1 New York, and Odyssey Sports Station.
1 o'clock on a Wednesday afternoon in the big city. If you've missed any of today's show, very simple, you can rewind it on the free Odyssey app. Talked a lot of Yankees and their injury status earlier on in the program. Has had nice discussions about fans' jobs interfering with potential home run balls. Steve Cohen met the media. We've mixed in some football as well. Mets play this afternoon against the Padres. Yankees this evening in Baltimore against the Orioles, where yet again, and this is common, and I lived down there for a few years, so this is not new to me, the Yankee fans took over Camden Yards last night, and they will do it again today. We'll get to your calls. Coming up in a few minutes, I was asked a very powerful basketball question that I will attempt to answer, and maybe you can help me answer it as well. We'll get to that in 10 minutes, but let's get back to your calls with, let's go to Chris in Bayshore. What's up, Chris?
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, hey, guys. Ev, Tiki, how you doing? Listen, Ev, I got a couple of things for you. I got the old praise sandwich for you. I agree with you 100% with the free agent contracts, that if you win, it's worth it, and at the end, most of the times you regret the time you gave. But I remember talking to you last year, and you kind of dismissed me out of hand when we were talking Bellinger Tucker, and you just kind of blatantly said that,
Go ahead.
that Tucker was far and away a better baseball player than Bellinger was. And that's just plainly not true. I mean, I know hindsight's easy, but I mean, you got to look at this situation, and maybe it's that Tucker's not a big city guy. I don't know. Or an attention guy, but one
Chris,
of the reasons he went to LA
do you want me to wear an L? Because I not just disagreed with you, I dismissed you like gum on the bottom of my shoe. I'll wear that L. I'll wear it. I'm picking it up.
Nice.
Yes, the L is out, Chris.
Now, I will say this, Chris. I'm holding the L in front of me because I think the bling went away. Obviously, you turned out to be right. I mean, I'm not going to try to get out of it. Like Kyle Tucker with the New York Yankees over Cody Bellinger would have been an out-and-out disaster. I do stand by what I thought at the time. I thought that the resume of Kyle Tucker did say he was a far better player than Cody Bellinger. Mm-hmm. I was clearly not expecting this to happen. That's not an excuse. Like, it happened.
Yeah.
So he can't get, so that's why I'm wearing the L. But I want you to understand where it came from. Like, the history of Kyle Tucker showed that he was a better player than Cody Bellinger.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. I think, in fairness to you, and really, it should only be a 5 or 10 minute L. I understand that because nobody would have thought that he would be have this kind of a year. And you never know, a guy could be hurt or whatever. But I just think that Bellinger gets undersold a lot, and the guy does so many things for your team. And former MVP. And Tucker, I mean, I don't know. Tucker's body of work wasn't too extensive. You know, I don't know. I'm glad that he didn't go to either New York team, to be honest with you.
Well, you know what I think? Where the Yankees were probably smart. And I try to take it into account, but I don't know. Cody Bellinger came here and proved he could play in New York.
That's right.
And not everybody
can. That's
a
big deal.
Yeah.
And it's not just with his bat. You know, it was his defense is exceptional. Right? Wherever you put him in the outfield, left, center, right, doesn't matter. He tracks the ball perfectly. I don't want to say it's effortless because he doesn't do it. He is working to make some of these plays, but you always depended on him making the right play. Like, he's that baseball player that you think of when you were a kid and your coach was drilling you. And as soon as the ball's pitched, know exactly what you need to do. And he plays defensively like that.
I have a question, and I know it would never happen. I'm just thinking out loud. I was very quick to say to our last caller, hey, I got that one wrong, I'll wear an L. And that's what we do here at Evan and Tiki. If we get something that wrong or whatever causes it, we'll wear an L. We made that a thing. Holding the L right now, created by the Barber daughters, right? And your wife.
And my wife.
Okay. Do you think it would go a long way for David Stearns the next time he meets the media to say, by the way, I want to point something out. When Pete Alonso returns, I'm going to wear an L that night at Citi Field.
That'd be great.
Wouldn't that be great? Like, I'm sure there'll still be Met fans who are like, screw that guy.
He's definitely going to be asked about it. And so what he says will go a long way.
And I think it would go a long way for him to say, you know what? I don't like that, Evan and Tiki, but they did come up with that really good idea of wearing L's. And as a sign of good faith to Met fans, I will wear the L for that series when Pete Alonso comes to town. I think that would go a long way to helping his popularity.
Well, it'll show humility.
Show humility.
Right.
I think that's a great idea. Digital, can you cut that clip and just send it to the Mets and see if we can get
float it to him.
Just float it to him.
He's going to hate us even more.
Wow. What's the difference?
Stearns is a moron.
I mean, he doesn't come on anyway.
Right.
Let's go to Paul in Yonkers. Hey, Paul.
Hey, what's up, Paul?
Hey, guys. These reporters that had Cohen right in front of him. How could you not ask about Pete Alonso coming in the next 2 weeks? How could you not ask him? 30 homers, 80 RBIs. You don't even ask the question. How is that possible?
I don't know. Because I think because it's
Paul, you're right. I thought the same thing.
It's a fan answer though.
What's a fan answer? It's a fan question?
The fan wants to know about this.
Well, isn't the job of the media to ask questions for fans?
Sure.
I thought that's what the point was.
I think you also don't want to upset Steve Cohen, but it would have been interesting to hear what he had to say.
Well,
would he show reverence to Pete Alonso, like thank him for his time and it just didn't work out type of thing, or would he just like dismiss it?
Well,
because if he dismissed it, then we would have a problem with it.
He was... And so it's tough because we're on during this, and he talked to the media for 18 minutes. I was trying to watch and listen to as much of it as I can during our commercial breaks. I'll probably do a whole Rico breaking down everything he said. But he talked briefly about maybe the Mets took too many risks this offseason.
Yeah.
I think that's a great, accurate...
And it's true.
One of the risks they took was not bringing back the most reliable slugger in baseball. So you can follow up by saying, kind of like Pete Alonso, and just did you make a mistake not bringing back Pete Alonso? It's a simple, direct question, and I don't know if Steve would have given an honest answer, but I agree with Paul. Like, ask the question. I'd love to know the answer, and maybe he dodges it and doesn't give us an answer.
I think he dodges it.
Well, at least give him the chance to dodge it.
Yeah. I think he would maybe push it off to David Stearns as well.
Yeah, that would be by the way, that's a great answer. Ask David.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a killer answer if he says that.
It's a decision that we made, but it was David's decision.
Yeah,
I trust David. Yeah, he's made some mistakes. He's adaptable. He can learn from those mistakes, but there's nothing we can do about it now.
That's the answer I'd give if I'm Steve Cohen. Hey, what do you think of Alonso? Did you make a mistake letting Alonso go? Ask David Stearns. That's the answer. Here's the cut of Steve Cohen talking about risk, so you can hear how he framed it and how it could have easily been Pete.
You know, listen. I mean, listen. I can argue we might have taken too much risk. You know, as far as when you think about all the changes that were made, and whenever there are significant changes, sometimes it takes a while to integrate, and so you know those are the things I'm looking at, and you know it's an example where we can do better.
Yeah, I'll give you an idea.
I mean, that's fair.
Random question for you.
Yep.
And great job by Sean Morash discovering this on Hard Knocks, which I have not watched yet.
I have not started it either.
So he noticed a game ball at the Seattle Seahawks facilities that he believes mocks the New York Giants, and you were on the team. Are you ready?
Yeah, let's go.
Not you specifically, as you'll see. A game ball presented to the 12s, which are the fans, for 11 false starts on November 27, 2005. Seattle 24, Giants 21 in overtime. Wasn't that the same game Jay Feely missed all those kicks?
That was okay. Yes, that was the one. Because I'll never forget that game.
You feel like you have a lot to say right now. Go ahead.
I had a really good game in that game.
Yeah.
I almost blame myself for that because at the end of that game, we ran an off tackle. We ran a sprint left. I made a guy miss, open field, broke. This was the last drive. This is an overtime. Broke out. Got running down the sideline. I had a decision to make. Am I going to try to make the guy miss and cut inside and go pick up more yardage, or am I good?
Right.
Like, and I'm measuring this as I'm running. I'm like, we're in field goal range. I'm good. And so I just ran out of bounds. Like just kind of gave up on the play because it was a 30-yard run or whatever it was. But I'm like, all right, we're good. Now all we got to do is center the ball. We kick the field goal.
And Jay missed it.
And he missed it. He missed it.
You cost us the game.
I almost blame myself.
Yeah, well, almost. I'm just kidding. It's funny when the first thing I think of, and again, I'm not a diehard Giant fan, but I did watch the game. I don't think of 11 false starts. I think of Jay Feely.
Yeah, but
maybe that's not fair, by the way.
I do remember that game, and people always ask me what was the loudest stadium you played in, because domes are generally louder. That was the loudest place I'd ever been in because of the 12th man. And I remember Kerry Collins calling play, and I couldn't hear him in the huddle. Like we'd be walking up to the line of scrimmage. I'd be talking to him like, "What do we do? What's the play? What are we doing?" And so their fan base was loud as hell back then. It still is, but the design of the stadium it's just conducive to a cacophony of sound onto the field.
So you're not offended by the mocking?
No, I mean, look, give him credit.
Yeah, no.
I discount that a lot of times. Like, oh, we have the best fan base in football, baseball, whatever. Yeah, they did.
They did a great job.
They did.
Yeah, and I think that Jay Feely's game was so bad, he got mocked on Saturday Night Live.
He did.
That's an honor.
Yeah, soon to be potential congressman in Arizona.
Now he'll get mocked on SNL for a different reason.
Right.
They got to do a callback at some point. Like they mocked him in 2005 for missing a bunch of kicks. Now he's a congressman.
Right.
Let's go to Dom in Westport. Hey, Dom.
What up, Dom?
Hello, Dom. Dom going once. Dom going twice. Dom is sold. Richard in Manhattan. Hey, Richard.
Evan, when you sign quality free agents, you don't look at the long term. You look at the immediate. Keeping homegrown players, keeping valuable players only further enhances the value of the team. You get whatever you can out of them. You push it aside. You bite the bullet later on. It's like everything else in life. If you can postpone everything for the immediate, you go for the immediate, and that's what they needed to do. As far as Yankees, Will Warren goes tonight. He's 15-8 in games started. Mm-hmm. That's your number 5 pitcher, 15-8. Joshua Baez, 3 homers in a row, his first 3 times up. Then he's 0 for 21. What I'd like to know, in the history of baseball, has anyone ever hit 3 homers in a row, maybe 100 times in the history, 100 times, and then subsequently gone 0 for 21.
Yeah, a lot of strikeouts.
That's
too.
unbelievable.
Yeah,
the Brewers 22-0 yesterday. Can you imagine if there are 2,500 baseball games played a year, and let's say 120 years of baseball? Can you imagine that this was the largest score shutout in the history of baseball?
Yeah, tied.
4 days after what Baez did.
Yeah.
So you had two historic things. It's unbelievable.
But you know what it makes me think of? And I thought about this last night because I went to the Mets game, and it was a 3-hour game, which nowadays is a long game. It's funny, if it was 5 years ago, it was an average time game, but now it's a long game. And it's a weeknight, and I'm with my kid, and he did a great job. We got through the entire game. And he started asking me about leaving early. Not that game in particular, but do you ever leave early?
Yeah.
And we're going over it that, me and my dad, that's just a rule. We never leave early. Grandpa taught me that, blah, blah, blah. And I see the score of the Texas game. And I'm thinking to myself, the Milwaukee game.
Would you leave?
Would I have left? And the answer is no. I wouldn't have.
Because you're potentially seeing history.
Yeah, but you don't know it until it's happening.
Right.
Like, the seventh inning, it isn't history quite yet.
No.
So,
but as soon as they go to the position players, you got to know that's.
Well, you know the game is over.
Yeah, of course.
But like, at what point? Like, you're the wrong person to ask, only because, with all due respect, you always leave early. The story would be Tiki didn't leave early. Would be the story, not staying the entire game. But I'm looking at this game. So it was 1-0 into the fifth inning. Then the Brewers score 5 in the fifth to make it 6-0. And I said Texas earlier. It was Milwaukee, Seattle, my bad. 6-0 in the fifth. All right, I'm there. 5 in the sixth makes it 11-0. In the seventh inning at 11-0, there's no history. It's just a blowout. Are you leaving? Then they scored 2 more runs to make it 13-0. Are you leaving? And the answer is 85% of the people listening to me would have left.
Right.
But wouldn't you have felt bad that you left a historic 22-0 game? Which is why I don't leave early. Like, that game is the perfect example on why, even in a blowout, I probably wouldn't leave early. Like, look, Texas led Washington 5-0 in the sixth inning yesterday. You know what the final score was?
No.
5-0.
There you go.
Nothing happened. There was no history. So more times than not, you're not actually getting the history. But I think I would have stayed because it's like in my DNA. So I don't know. Does a game like that change people's view? Like, maybe they should stay when it's a blowout?
Probably.
Because and not only
because you don't I don't know. I wouldn't, but I could.
Well, I know you wouldn't.
Of course, but I can understand why people would.
I want to ask you the question that was asked of me over the weekend. And it's a question that I can answer. Very few people can answer this question. A guy wrote me, and he was kind of being a jerk, but I thought it was an honest question. He said, Evan, what bothers you more? Building the Celtics championship or handing over the last piece of a Knicks championship? Because remember, the Nets traded
that's easy.
The assets to Jaylen Brown and what turned into Jason Tatum for the corpses of Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, and Jason Terry. The Knick trade, a little different. Mikal Bridges, okay, whatever.
He was the piece.
And
he wasn't the defining piece.
It wasn't the entire structure of the team. And also, I do have assets coming back.
And it's not Jalen Brunson.
Correct.
It's not the best player or two of the best players on the team.
Yes. So how do you answer that?
I think you hate the Knicks more. And so
really?
So it's the Knicks. So because Mikal Bridges wasn't the reason that the Knicks won, but he was part of it.
Right, but on every account, the Bridges trade, A, may work for me in terms of the pieces I get back. B, he didn't build the Knicks championship. He was just a piece of it.
But it's also the history of the Boston Celtics. You know that they were a good franchise that in any year could figure out a way to be competitive and potentially get to the postseason, therefore win a championship. Whereas the Knicks, he was a huge part of it.
Yeah.
And
so you're saying it pains me more.
He was a huge part of the Knicks turnaround. It took like 4 years, 5 years, but he was one of the reasons.
Yeah.
Whereas the Boston Celtics, you kind of feel like, eventually they probably would have found their way anyways.
So you want to know my answer?
It's the Knicks.
It's the Celtics.
Is it? How is it the Celtics?
I'm gonna tell you why.
You don't hate the Celtics like you hate the Knicks.
Correct. And I do hate the Celtics, but you're right. I do not hate them on the same level of the Knicks. And Joe Tsai said it best the other day. I'm still embarrassed to this day that the Knicks won an NBA championship, and I have to live with it for the rest of my life. But it was a piece in a trade that makes sense.
Right.
The Nets literally built the Celtics. They built them.
Right.
They built a team that went to multiple NBA finals.
So you feel like you got fleeced, not fleeced, but you got manipulated more by the Celtics than you got manipulated by the.
Not even close. We built the Celtics. We didn't build the Knicks. We contributed to it. And B, there's no redeeming qualities to the Celtic trade. There may be redeeming qualities to the Knicks trade. Like, the jury is still out.
Right. The draft picks could turn out to be something significant for you in 3 years.
Like,
or 4 years.
I know that when I see that stupid banner hanging in Boston, I'm responsible for it. Like, on every level, I'm responsible for it. And to make matters worse, that team would sweep me years later in the postseason in the final real moments of the Kevin Durant, Kyrie Irving era. So it surprises you that that's my answer?
It does. Only because of the competitive fandom nature of it.
Because I hate the Knicks.
Because you hate the Knicks.
Yeah.
And it feels, even though you're both in the East, it still feels like the Knicks are more relevant to you on a day-to-day, week-to-week basis. And when you see Mikal Bridges doing what he did during the regular and postseason, that was us.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Now, he wasn't a big part of the future, possibly, but he was a big part of the Knicks' future.
You're trying to make me say the Knicks thing is worse.
Because I don't know how it's not the Knicks.
Because of what I just said.
You share a town.
They built it.
You share a town.
I know.
You share the same New York air.
I want to make this very clear to you, Tiki. I don't sleep at night because of either of those things. Like, it's not as if, no biggie.
And
like,
also, the Knicks are like immediate. It just happened.
No, I know. And that's why maybe 3 years from now, like, I'll take you down the road 3 years from now. Knicks are average. The Nets have built themselves into a good team.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting at Barclays Center, and the Nets beat the Knicks, and I'm all excited, and 8 Knicks fans look at me and say, "We won a championship, Mikal Bridges." There's a chance that that's going to get to me where I'm like, you know what, screw it.
Yeah.
The Knicks thing was worse.
Yeah.
Because I have to live with it for the rest of my life. I'm just saying, the guy asked me the question, and I think in this moment, in 2026, my answer is the Celtic thing bothers me more. So there you go. Let's go to Ed in Huntington. What's up, Ed?
Hey, how you guys doing?
What's up, Ed?
Just wanted to talk to Tiki. I want to bring you guys back to soccer a little bit. I know it's not the most popular subject, but you did touch on the conspiracy against Argentina or something.
No. I was talking about Infantino trying to sell the World Cup. I don't know what that had to do with Argentina, but I mean, people feel like there's a conspiracy against Argentina.
Yeah, right. Because I kind of heard different versions, and I wanted to hear what your take was on that.
On Argentina, look, Argentina, like, they didn't acquit themselves well during this World Cup. They played very dirty. Some people would say they got lucky. I don't think they got lucky. I just think they were clutch when it mattered. A lot of those matches in this World Cup, they had no business winning games, but they found ways to win games because they're uber talented. But when it didn't go their way and they finally lost and they were limited to no shots on goal in the World Cup final, they acted like asses. And so they got investigated, or I think maybe they're still getting investigated by FIFA. Nothing's going to come of it because what's the point? It's past and nobody's going to ultimately care. But the only issue I had with Argentina is they didn't lose like champions.
I mean, the reputation is they're a bunch of racists and they're jerks.
Yes, and that's exactly what they showed.
Right.
So they confirmed what people were talking about regarding them.
And I was rooting for them because I didn't know that stuff till after the fact.
Yeah.
After the fact, you told me this. I'm like, okay, great.
Well,
now I feel dirty.
They have the greatest player in the game, potentially the history of the game. Probably not, but you know what I mean.
Wow, little Messi.
Messi's great.
Oh, good. I got that right.
No, he's fantastic. But some people say Ronaldo's better, even though he didn't win like Messi has.
Yeah, but you know what Ronaldo does? Bicycle kick. True story.
He's also kind.
What do you mean he's kind?
He's kind to his opponent.
Oh, is he?
Yeah. Huh. He'll take stupid stuff like someone runs on the field because him and Messi are the two iconic players of this generation. Someone runs on the field for Messi, his bodyguard comes flying off the sideline and like tackles the guy. Ronaldo will just stand there and take a picture with him.
Oh, interesting.
That's cool.
He's a nice guy.
It's a different presentation. It's a different way he carries himself as the superstar of the sport.
Gene is in the East Village. What's up, Gene?
Yo, Evan and Tiki, I do not believe it. Evan. I've been listening to you for a bunch of years with Joe, and there's so many times I just shake my head. Listen, when you were proposing, and I think you made a T-shirt with Tommy's quote about Jalen Brunson.
Yes.
I think right?
Yes.
Tiki was selling it outside the
Barclays Center.
Yes, I was.
Yes.
Well, equal time, dude. There should be a T-shirt made with your quote that Mikal Bridges will not be traded to the New York Knicks. You should have to wear that freaking T-shirt. I'll be first in line to buy one because I remember the day you said that.
Yeah.
You were so obnoxious, dude, when you said that.
I was.
You know what,
So
Gene?
totally.
We need to
talking about troll jobs.
right. We
Bro,
need
come
to
on.
make that T-shirt and force Evan to wear it to the Nets game.
All right.
In Madison Square Garden this year.
I'll make you a deal. Okay? I make you a deal?
Yes.
So when Tommy incorrectly tweeted, and that's okay, it's a sports opinion. Hey, Jalen Brunson, nothing special. If we sign him, typical Knicks, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
The reason we ended up putting it on a T-shirt is we made our NFL picks, and the loser had to sell it outside of Barclays Center, or as we did, give it away.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to make it.
I negotiated sales and then said, how about for no $?
Yeah, because Tiki's a nice guy. How about this agreement? We'll make the shirt, and whoever loses NFL picks this year will have to do the same thing.
I like it.
For Nets Knicks.
I like it.
So the shirt will be made since he wants it, and I admit, very obnoxious when it came to the idea that the Nets would not trade Mikal Bridges to the Knicks. 1,000%. I own it, and I was wrong, and I wasn't doing it to troll. I honestly did not think they would trade him to the Knicks. I'm still stunned by it all these years later. So I know next week after, we have to figure out what's on the line with our NFL picks, but I think the loser will be forced to sell it.
Yeah. I wonder if I'll get the same benign treatment outside of Madison Square Garden that I got outside of the Barclays.
We shall see. We'll find out. Evan and Tiki with Sean Morash here on The Fan. Windorama summer sales is here. Save up to 30% on your installation project and shop top brands like Anderson Windows Doors. Plus, take advantage of low to no interest payment plans when you purchase and install with Windorama. Choose from our huge stock inventory and let our local certified experts handle it all in as little as 14 days. Visit Windorama.com to book your free consultation today.
Sponsored by Flushing Bank, a division of Ocean First Bank. Also sponsored by Bet365 and by your local Mazda dealer.
It's Boomer and Gio. Mornings on The Fan, 101.9 FM.
When there's a guy that either doesn't have a lot of expectations on him or does, comes out and looks like he could be the next great star, that is something that always energizes a fan base.
Get Boomer and Gio on demand. Available on Apple, Spotify, wherever you get your podcast, and the free Odyssey app.
Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? Driving high will get you a DUI. And if you're wondering if law enforcement can tell you're driving high, well, everyone else can. Friends?
I can tell you drove high.
Parents?
I can tell when you drive high.
Relatives?
I can tell. You drove here high, didn't you?
So what makes you think law enforcement can't?
I can tell.
If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI. Paid for by NHTSA.
With Bet365 Early Payout, you win even if they lose. Get paid out instantly when your team goes up big, even if they blow the lead later. Bet365. Winning is everything. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in New Jersey.
Your sales team has the talent. They've got the tools. They don't have time to close the deals you need to win unless they have sales with AI. SAILES.com. Sales.com is pipeline as infrastructure. Always on, always prospecting in the background. No logins, no data entry, just real opportunities delivered to your reps. The future of sales is SAILES.com.
Hey, Salicata here for CertaPro Painters, and my wife is still satisfied by my good friends at CertaPro Painters. They work fast and clean, and if she's happy, you better believe I'm happy. Big jobs or small, the good folks at CertaPro Painters are at your service. If you've been putting off a painting project, give them a call. 1-800-GO-CERTA. That's CERTA with a C, and you'll see exactly what I mean. 1-800-GO-CERTA. Call CertaPro Painters today and get a no-nonsense free estimate on a professional job that you'll be happy with for years to come.
Each CertaPro Painters business is independently owned and operated right here in our community. Schedule your free estimate online at CertaPro.com.
It's fall, which means you're going to fall so hard for this Dunkin' $6 meal deal. Now you can get a medium hot or iced coffee, 6 crispy hash browns, and a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich. All for $6. That's a full breakfast meal for $6. So wherever you're headed, work, school, the gym, or your next adventure, your breakfast or afternoon pick-me-up is covered. Do breakfast the Dunkin' way. Order Dunkin's $6 meal deal now.
It's the road ahead, brought to you by your local Kia dealers. Visit kia.com and discover movement that inspires. The team from the Bronx continues its 3-game set against Baltimore before heading home for a huge 10-game homestand.
Paramount Plus is your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS. That means all the unforgettable moments, all the marquee matchups, and all the can't-miss football are all on Paramount Plus. See you Sunday.
Listen to MLB Insider Calls on WFAN all season long. Presented by Grainger. For the ones who get it done, Grainger offers the professional-grade products you need, delivered when and where you need them. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by.
Hey, it's Brew. Between my radio show, filming content, editing videos, and trying to stay connected with family, reliable Wi-Fi isn't really optional anymore. I just need it to work. And that's why I like that with Xfinity, you get the most reliable, fiber-powered Wi-Fi with the best equipment at one price for 5 years, guaranteed. No contracts or commitments. Plus, Xfinity makes getting connected simple with same-day Wi-Fi so you can get online in minutes. Restrictions apply. Not available in all areas. Use of fiber or coaxial cable. Learn more at Xfinity.com/same-day Wi-Fi. Xfinity. Imagine that.
Pros, find the right flooring for the job in Lowe's newly redesigned flooring showroom. Shop our expanded assortment of trusted brands and get up to 35% off style selections, Stainmaster, and Stainmaster Pet Protect Special Order Carpet. And while you're here, save $100 on the DeWalt 20-volt max 6-amp-hour 2-pack of batteries. Now just $179. Get more of what you need faster and save more where it counts from the ground up. Our best lineup is here at Lowe's. Valid through 8/26 while supplies last. Selection varies by location.
Listen weekdays to Evan and Tiki for the Call of the Day. Brought to you by Wind Creek Bethlehem. Must be 21 years or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Looking for peace of mind in selecting your next SUV? Mazda is named the safest new car brand by Consumer Reports. That means confidence for every drive, all at a value that might surprise you. Visit your local Mazda dealer for great offers during Mazda's More to Move You sales event.
Hey, it's Tiki Barber. New shoes, new clothes, brand new grid. Switch to Verizon to make sure their tech keeps up. This back-to-school season, buy or bring any Android phone and get a Samsung Galaxy tablet on Verizon. Get your kids ready for the school year without breaking the bank. Visit Verizon.com or your local store today. Bring an Android phone or purchase a new phone with device payment on postpaid service plan required. $329.99 tablet device payment purchase with new line on $20 per month tablet plan for 36 months required. Less $330 tablet promo credit applied over 36 months. Additional taxes, fees, and terms apply.
Boomer and Geo is brought to you by FanDuel. Hey, baseball fans, got a feeling about who's hitting a home run today? Don't just sit on it. FanDuel wants you to call your shot with daily dingers. All you have to do is make your pick on who's hitting a home run, and if you're right, you'll get a profit boost to use on your next bet for a shot at bigger winnings. Now, when your favorite slugger hits that walk-off, you'll feel like a winner too. Daily Dingers on FanDuel is free to play, and you can lock in a pick every day of the MLB season. That's why FanDuel is the home for home runs. So are you ready to play your game? Check out Daily Dingers at FanDuel.com/New York. That's FanDuel.com/New York to make your free pick on who's hitting a homer today. Big hits can mean bigger winnings on FanDuel, an official partner of MLB. FanDuel Sportsbook is the official sportsbook of WFAN. 21 and over and physically present in New York. Opt-in required. Must wager in designated offer market. Max wager $25. Restrictions apply. See full terms at sportsbook.fanduel.com. For help with the gambling problem, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467 888-667-369.
Town Fair Tire has the area's largest selection of Bridgestone tires. So we buy Bridgestone tires for less and sell them for less. The guaranteed lowest price you'll find anywhere. Plus, we give you more free services for life than any other tire dealer. So when you're looking for Bridgestone tires, there's only one place to go. Town Fair Tire. Because nobody beats a Town Fair Tire deal. And I mean nobody.
Name brands at discount prices. Town Fair Tire.
All right, they won. You gotta text your buddies. Except you're driving. If you have to respond, pull over. Texting and driving is illegal and could lead to an accident. A safety message from the Rothenberg Law Firm. InjuryLawyer.com.
Pat Boyle here to help you beat closer to Westwood One Sports. Fourth round of the Cincinnati Masters, and I'm once again riding with Francis Tiafoe as a dog. Big Foe plays Felix Auger-Aliassime, number 4 in the world, but playing in his first tournament since Wimbledon because of a back issue. Tiafoe had been having a rough summer, but has snapped into top form here in Cincy, and in another primetime match, the odds here should be closer to 50-50. Big Foe also won their previous battle this season. I'll take Tiafoe at plus 170. I'm Pat Boyle, bet smarter and beat the books. Download the BetMGM app today.
Your team, your take, your call. Talk New York sports and be a part of the action. Call the Fan now, 888-808-1019. The WFAN phone line is powered by Paramount Plus. Your streaming home to watch the NFL on CBS all season long.
It's now time for the Fan Focus. The Mets last night had their 4-game winning streak snapped. It was the Fernando Tatis Jr. game, 2 home runs, and also robbed Francisco Lindor of a grand slam. Mets back in action right now, currently in the top of the second in the rubber match against San Diego. No score. Robert Stock for the Mets, Michael King on the mound for the Padres.
Mets did something weird yesterday. I was at the game. I was sitting in the upper deck. And I don't know if this is common. They had a big crowd. Like, a lot of people were there. I even tweeted out a picture earlier today of what looked to be, not a sellout, but
there's a lot of people.
A lot of people. A lot of people at the ballpark on a beautiful Tuesday night. And half of the concession stands in the upper level were closed. And it led to ridiculously long lines for the concession stands that were open.
Now, how many, like half of them weren't open?
Definitely half.
Wow.
Like, it was a half and half thing, and it was beyond pathetic. And I don't know, like, here's how I'm a hypocrite. I always like to know how I would react. If this was 2017, I would say it's the Wilpons being cheap.
Yeah.
It's 2026, and Steve Cohen is certainly not cheap, so my gut feeling is not to say that. It's just to say it doesn't make any sense. Because, like, why would you close half the concessions down when there's a lot of people there?
Yeah, it was almost like they weren't expecting that many people to be there, even though they had a bunch of tickets sold.
Yeah.
Right? And then they announced over 30,000.
They announced a pretty good crowd, yeah.
And so perhaps, and this is dumb speculation, because it was a rainy day when the day started, they assumed, hey, maybe there's not going to be that many people. But then it turned out, as you mentioned, to be a gorgeous day last night.
They ended up announcing 35,000, and I think everybody was there. Yeah, I don't know if it's the weather. Maybe it is going into the week they thought nobody would be there, and there was a big wall. I don't know. I don't have an answer. All I know is that if you sat in the upper level at Citi Field, you probably missed 3 innings of the game waiting online. And you know what I did? I saw those lines, and I said, oh, hell no.
I'm good without refreshments.
Damn right. Like, I'm not missing 3 innings to get an overpriced hot dog. Not going to do it. And thank God my kid wasn't hungry, because that would have caused a fight. He would have been like, but dad. And I'd have been like, are you kidding me? We're going to miss 4 innings to get a half-eaten hot dog? Not that they're giving me the half-eaten hot dog. He will only eat half of the hot dog.
And then you'll eat the other half and throw it up.
Exactly. That's what happened to me on Sunday. Well, the Yankees are down in Baltimore, and I mentioned a lot of Yankee fans were there yesterday. As someone who's been to that ballpark a million times, my advice is if you can get down there, go. Oriole Park at Camden Yards is a hidden gem.
Yeah.
I guess it's not that hidden. It's been around for a long time.
And it's an easy trip, relatively easy trip.
Very easy. Dude, on 95, you go down south, it could take you 3 hours, depending on where you're coming from, obviously. You're in Jersey, you have a head start. I'm up in Westchester. It's an easy trip. The downtown area is awesome. The Inner Harbor, beautiful ballpark. The prices are affordable. So if you're a Yankee fan, head on down there and watch Yankee baseball. Let's go to Mike in Clifton Park. What's up, Mike?
Hey, Mike.
Hey, guys. Great show.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
I have 2 Mets points and a question for Tiki if there's time for that. It's about a football injury. But with David Stearns, I am a Mets fan, and, if his plan is, with the outfield the way it is now, if his plan is to get the rest of the team, the infield, like how the outfield is operating, I hope he cooks and he does a great job because I want the Mets to win. And I was really upset with him and all the moves he made, but I'm done with that. I just want to win. Also, the Mets, when I turn on the game, the stadium doesn't look empty. And, if that's the case, and Evan, you go to the games, I'm wondering what the attendance is, and if it's better than what they expected, considering their losing season. I think Cohen should make September loyalty month to the Mets fans.
Good idea.
And if you're walking through the door, you get a voucher for a low-level item. We'll just say like a hot dog, a Cracker Jack, a pretzel.
They believe it or not, they actually already do that. So what they started doing recently is that every ticket, so it doesn't matter if you bought it on SeatGeek or if you're a season ticket holder, comes with $10 in value. So like example, I'll give you an example for last night. I had 4 tickets because I had rain vouchers from a game that got rained out. I had $40 in free money.
Did you find out ever? Because I remember when they first did this, we were speculating on what you would buy. Like, what can you buy for $10? Right? Can you put them together?
Yeah.
So the voucher, if you wanted to save and have $100 in vouchers.
Well, I'll tell you what I did last night. So I had 4 tickets. I'm going to use every freaking dime.
Yeah.
You kidding me? They're giving me the money. Well, I'm going to waste it.
It's free money.
And I didn't wait on the concession line. So before the game, I went to the team store and I said to Jet, you got $40. Go buy something. You got to keep it under 40. Dude, we were there all day.
Why he couldn't make a decision?
Couldn't make a decision.
What did he get?
We end up buying this beautiful Citi Field blanket. And it came out to about $36.
Perfect.
So I gave them $4 because I was never able to use it.
Right.
So I got a free blanket.
Like, you want a pack of gum or something?
That, unfortunately, they don't have. But
they should, though. I mean, how do you spend the extra $2?
No, it's a great point. Well, I'll tell you how they want you to. Buy something for $15 and you get $4 off.
Right.
That's how you do it. But I think that, look, here are the attendance. Last night was 35. The night before was 27. The day before was 28, 34, and 30.
What did they haven't said it today yet.
Today's going to be probably the smallest, if I had to guess.
Yeah,
so,
it's a day game. It's tough.
So compared to early in the season, it's not great, but I think overall that's not bad for a team that's in last place having a historically bad year for the money that they spent.
Look, they're benefiting now because the young players are playing, and you're seeing them a little bit, and they're exciting.
I think they're benefiting because people like to go out in the summer, and going to a baseball game is fun. And Citi Field is a nice ballpark. And especially if you've already bought tickets, you're not going to waste it.
Right, and these are the last couple of weeks of summer. I mean, kids start school in a couple of weeks.
I'll tell you something else, and this is just me speaking. I can't speak for anybody else, but this is going through my head a lot. In fact, I was looking at the schedule after today because I'm not at today's game. It's a day game. And I was looking at the rest of the year, and I was like, oh, these are the games I'm going to go to. And it's not that many. It's like maybe 4 or 5 more games. And I started thinking about next year's lockout and how I really want to maximize going to the ballpark with my kids because I don't know what next year looks like.
Do you think the regular fan is thinking about that?
That's what I'm wondering. Like, I don't know. There's probably people in the audience right now saying, I never thought that. Or, yes, Evan, I went to so-and-so, maybe it's a Yankee game, because I know or I feel we may not have baseball next year, and I'm really cherishing every minute of it.
Yeah, the difference is the variable for the Yankees is that they're still good. They're one of the best teams in the American League. And so I want to see them. They're one of the best teams in the American League. But when you're not good and there's no other reason, you're not rooting, we got to win this game against the Padres so we can get a better chance of getting in the wild, whatever. That's not the case with the Mets. So it's got to be some other incentive to go. I wonder if it is that. Because we've talked about it a ton since the baseball season started.
I would think that there's some, but I think in general, when the weather's nice, people want to go out. Yeah. And it's still baseball. And Met fans are Met fans, and Yankee fans are Yankee fans. And even when the team is bad, while the attendance may not be as big as when things are good, you still want to see your team play. Yeah. That'd be my answer. But overall, the attendance isn't horrific, but it's certainly not as good as it was early in the season. Like, just to give you perspective, I go back to the first homestand of the year. 41,000 on opening day, fine. That doesn't count. Saturday in cold weather against the Pirates, 37,000. Sunday, cold weather against the Pirates, 36,000. Weeknight against the Diamondbacks, 34,000, 33,000, 35,000. They were above 30,000 for every game until really the last couple of weeks. So the attendance is definitely down, but it's not horrific.
No, it hasn't fallen off the cliff.
No, I mean, they had 35,000 last night, and there were lines all over the place because they kept half the concessions closed. Ian in Danbury, Connecticut has a reason for it. What's up, Ian?
Gentlemen, thanks for having me on.
No problem.
So here's my theory. They're advertising for Tuesdays, $5 hot dogs, $5 beers, $5 pretzels. So, of course, they're going to shut down half the concession stands, so you don't want to wait in those lines for the $5 thing. If someone at the game today, someone that needs to go to the game today to see if they're still closed for today.
You're an evil genius.
Wow.
And I got to tell you, now I feel bad. I didn't even remember that it was $5 Tuesday. I still got no concessions.
Right.
So that's effed up, bro. If that's the case, and I'm not saying that's what they're doing.
That's devious. If that's the case, that is devious.
Hey, you want that $5 hot dog? You're waiting on a 45-minute line.
Right. And deliver it very slowly. Make sure the hot dogs are perfectly cooked.
I wish I was in the ballpark right now because I'd go to the upper deck and check out if they're closed the way they were yesterday. Because if they're not on a smaller crowd, because there's less people at the ballpark today, that would be a devious, douchey kind of thing.
Somebody can tell us. Somebody will tell us tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, I think if you're at the game, you're probably not listening to us right now.
But they'll hear about it.
They'll hear about it. And look, they go away for 3 days and they come back next week. I'm going to a game next week on a non-Tuesday.
There you go.
You
can just do it yourself then. You can find out yourself.
Dude, if that's the case, that is so screwed up.
I mean, it's kind of genius. But
so you're complimenting it?
It's just, if it's real, it's like a subtle genius financial move.
I mean, I'll tell you this. Those lines were long and people were waiting. So I don't know how many people pulled an Evan and said, I'm not waiting on this line.
I mean, but I think about it, though. If you're making the hot dogs, like even if that is the case, they're still making the hot dogs. And after you make a hot dog, you're not saving it. You know what I mean? Because and you make those hot dogs and they're not sold. It's waste. It's waste.
Well, I mean, officially launching an Evan and Tiki with Sean Morash investigation into $5 Tuesday. It's a great idea. We all love it. It's fantastic. Are you opening fewer lines and fewer concession stands on $5 Tuesday to make it more difficult to get your $5 meal? By the way, that would explain why they had a big crowd last night.
Yeah.
Maybe people did show up for the $5
just for a cheaper meal.
Isn't that kind of stupid, though?
No, you're not doing it. You're going because it's a beautiful day.
Yeah, but then why was the attendance 35,000 on a Tuesday and 27,000 on a Monday? I mean, the weather wasn't that.
People not back from vacation. They're hungover from the beach.
Dude, I think you're trying to come up with excuses.
I am. I absolutely am. I'm just trying to make you agree with one of them that makes sense.
I'm trying to see if I can find like a Tuesday trend with this team that like fans will show up more likely on a Tuesday. Yeah, I look at the rest of the year and it doesn't jump very differently.
It doesn't hold.
But maybe it does now because the team's not good. And there's more of you have to create a reason to go to the game, like we were talking about earlier, and maybe one of the reasons is $5 food. But you're so right about something. You're telling me you're going to invest time going to a baseball game just because the overpriced hot dogs are $5 instead of $8?
Right. I'm not eating that hot dog at $8, but at $5, I'm getting in my car, driving, using gas, parking for whatever it is, scrambling to find some place to get there on time just to have a $5 hot dog.
That feels strange.
It really does. Where you could stay at home and have a $2 hot dog.
Less than that.
$1.
You buy a package of hot dogs, it's like 80 cents.
That's true.
Let's go to Jeff in Queens. What's up, Jeff?
Hey, guys. How's it going?
All's well, man.
Yo.
So, since you want to go to the New York City FC opening game,
yes.
I suggest you don't go to the test events in April. Go to the games in July in 2027, which is the first competitive match, July 17th.
What is the difference? I'm very confused.
They're going to have test matches in April. I guess like practice runs.
Test match.
Yeah.
Oh, so like exhibition games?
Yeah.
Yeah. But the July game is the one with all the bells and whistles, July 17th.
I got to tell you, I appreciate the advice. Why do soccer people use different phrases? A test match?
Well,
why don't you just call it an exhibition game?
Yeah. Well,
even the friendlies. You know how you guys say, oh, we have a friendly.
When I hear
friendly, that's a place you eat food. That's what are we doing?
Yeah. When I hear test, I think cricket, though.
It's a cricket term?
Yeah, isn't it? I don't know. Look that up for me, Nico. I think test is a cricket term.
So you used it for soccer? So that's not even a soccer term?
Yeah. Because I think it's soccer, they call them friendlies.
Yeah, that's what and by the way, I just referred to that. That's a stupid name, too. That's a place you get food and ice cream.
Well, it's friendly because you're not competing. You're not really, like, you care about winning and losing and how you perform in the friendlies before the season, but it's friendly. You're not, vicious about it.
It's an exhibition game. Just call it that.
I can confirm that test match is a cricket term. It's the longest and highest level of international game in the sport.
Yeah, those are the ones that last a couple of days at times.
Well, that's
and
different,
you can always tell if you're watching cricket because the teams are all in white when you're watching a test match in cricket.
But that sounds like it's a big game. That doesn't sound like it's a pretend game.
No,
preseason is.
No, it's a real. Those are the big ones.
Do you know the story behind the term preseason too?
No.
So the NFL, and the NFL's brilliant, so I'm not attacking them for this. They don't like the term exhibition because exhibition brings down the value. So they're like, no. It's preseason. It's the season, but it's pre. And so they play a word game with your mind to make the game feel more important than it actually is.
I mean, that makes sense.
It makes sense, but it's just stupid.
They just do, but you already have to buy them.
Well, yeah, they force the season
They force you to buy season tickets.
They do. But my understanding is that term was all to entice people into creating more importance in the game than it truly is because it's an exhibition game. But exhibition sounds bad. It sounds like, oh, well, that doesn't count. Why would I go to an exhibition game? So you phrase it as a preseason game to create more value and interest in a game. Meanwhile, I saw the attendance because I did a lot of research to get this number. I wanted to know what the paid attendance was for the Jet preseason game and the Giant preseason game because they both played at MetLife Stadium.
Yeah, and the Jets looked empty.
The Jets looked 10% full.
Yeah.
The Giants looked 50% full.
Yeah, I was going to say about 50 or 60. Yeah.
Right. So it was significantly better, but it was both bad. There weren't anybody there.
Right.
The announced attendance of tickets sold for the Jet game, and the capacity at MetLife is 80,000?
80, yeah, I think, and maybe it's 70, but I think, it's about 80.
High 70s, low 80s? 62,000 people.
What?
That
At
was
the Jets?
Yes.
No.
Well, that's what they sold.
Well, that's because you have to buy the season ticket.
Right, but then you waste them. You don't go because it's an exhibition game. Sorry, Roger Goodell. And the Giants, instead of 62, was at about 75. So it was kind of like a crazy number that's not accurate.
Yeah, it's not at all.
But it was more. And
there definitely was not 75,000 people at the Giant game.
No, I would say the Giant, and I think the Giant game had a decent crowd. I think there was 35,000 people.
Well, I know this for sure because when on home games I do suite visits. So I go visit suite, say hello. I told you about the cancer suite that I was in, kids with cancer, but there was a couple other ones we went by. There's nobody in them.
Yeah,
it's all set up. Just come drink the beer and eat the food. There was nobody in the suites.
Well, it's
like, so they were planning on coming, or at least had confirmed that they were coming. They just did not come.
So what do they do with the food then? That beautiful spread that they put out.
Don't know.
Does it just disappear?
Well, they probably give it to somebody.
Oh, that's nice.
Right.
And you want to know why those people didn't show up? Because you could call it whatever you want. It's an exhibition game.
That's right.
Yeah, preseason my ass.
It's a friendly.
It's a friendly.
I found a flaw to the July 17th game, by the way, for
Yeah,
NYCFC.
which is?
So I apologize to the previous caller, but that's Mets-Yankees at Yankee Stadium next year, if there is a baseball season.
Yeah, but what? Oh, so I can't go to NYCFC because I'd be more consumed by Mets Yankees?
Right.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
And
well, depends on what it is.
Well, July 17th?
I know. Day game, night game.
Oh, that's true.
Double duty.
Imagine that, pulling off a doubleheader.
Wouldn't you? That's a city, though, right? You're talking about?
Well, the Met
Subway
Yankee
Series
game is at Yankee Stadium. No, but the soccer, they're not going to schedule it on the same days.
No,
I don't think they would do day-night.
That's still doable.
Yeah, I've done it with Mets Yankees.
100%.
When they played the two stadium doubleheader.
That's definitely doable.
You want to hear crazy?
You got to do that, Evan.
I think I am.
I might have to go with you.
I'll tell you a crazy long-term prediction, and I was going to wait until November to play this game, but it's in my brain. July 17th, Mets Yankees, opening day. That's how bad the lockout's going to be.
Wow.
We're opening the season with Mets Yankees in the middle of July.
Wow.
Yeah. We're going to open with the All-Star game. That'll be
I'm going to predict no lockout.
Phrase it differently.
Or no work stoppage.
No, there'll be a work stoppage. No games missed.
Yes, yeah, that's
because there's going to be a lot.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
No games missed.
They're not even close. I'm gonna predict no games missed.
No games missed.
They're gonna get it done.
You're crazy.
They need the asses in seats.
I understand.
Football doesn't need it, so they don't care if people don't come. But baseball needs it.
No, I hope you're right. But yeah, I'm envisioning a mid-July opening day like the pandemic year. Except we're allowed to go. That's the difference. It's the pandemic year, except it won't be cardboard cutouts. We'll actually be there.
That you can pay $10 for.
Yeah, right. Exactly. You can rewind on the free Odyssey app if you've missed any of the show. You can also consume the entire show on the WFAN YouTube page or subscribe to the Evan and Tiki podcast. So, listen. There's a lot of different ways to listen to the show if you so choose. Or you can also keep it right here to WFAN, because coming up next is The Carton Show with Craig Carton and probably a special guest. He had the governor yesterday, had Zach Gelb the day before. So tune in and find out. Enjoy the rest of your day, and we'll talk to you on Thursday at 10 a.m.